Crossover. Oh, killer crossover. Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
The crossover is brought to you by everlevelconcreterepair.com. Well, actually, it's just Everlevel
And
Concrete
Everlevel
Repair
Concrete Repair.
in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com.
Everlevelconcrete.com.
Rusky.
Everlevelconcrete.com.
Haven't done it in a while.
No, you know what? I thought you
Everlevel.
were going to fulfill your duties and you bailed.
What do you mean? It's not my duty. I thought it was a competition. I don't like you surrender.
Is there anybody right now who's driving around town in an Everlevel car
Ooh.
and it just waits until 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock every day?
I want to hear my name.
Everlevel. Shout out to all my Everlevel folks. In the cars. I see the cars around town.
I do.
They're working
you
it.
see them, you're like, I know you guys.
Those are my guys.
You don't know us, but we know you.
Those are my
I know
guys.
I know what your website is.
Everlevelconcrete.com.
What do you guys got in the hopper for a stupid bye week?
I got
Friday?
takes. I have things that I want to talk about.
About Nebraska football?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, you don't have to give what your take is, but what is the topic?
Topic alert.
I saw a video of Harrison Beck last night.
I knew I was gonna get
Those topics. So I saw a video of Harrison Beck last night, and then I just started thinking like, there's so much that Big Ten fans like to razz each other.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much that the Big Ten people can't know and wouldn't know about Nebraska football and the things that happened before they joined the conference. They have no lore.
Yeah.
That's the topic.
I would say that was probably one of the lower moments of mornings on 1620 is when we had Harrison Beck on.
Yeah.
He
Harrison
was going
Beck
through some things, and
yeah,
I didn't realize that he was as racist as he is.
Yeah, Harrison Beck just like randomly called into my show in Lincoln one day, like unannounced. Yeah, we did not have him on.
Well, we didn't know that it was the Harrison Beck.
Yeah.
But once you get him on,
I think he's going through some stuff.
You probably got to engage.
Was he just Harrison from Clearwater, Florida?
No, he goes by different things.
He did not call in and go, "This is the throw god. Put me on the phone."
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that he's back doing his videos because we had a little bit of a health scare.
Okay.
So he disappeared for a while.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we kind of went sideways.
Yeah.
And I noticed we're back.
We are.
But he got also banned.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you can't do and say some things that.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot about this man.
Well,
I just thought
he played quarterback at Nebraska.
Well, no, I know that. I know Zach Taylor beat him out and he got hurt.
Well, yeah, there's a lot.
I'm sure there's more to it. I'm just telling you what the crash course of my mid-2000s Husker football had been described to me.
You got the start of it.
Okay.
You get the start of it. The story, the book has not yet been finished on Harrison Beck. Who knows what happens?
Is he what, Natasha Bedingfield? It's unwritten?
Yes, the rest is still unwritten. Indeed.
At least Josh got that one.
What? I said it.
No, but he laughed at it.
What?
Perhaps I shouldn't have, but I did.
I got
He
it.
plays that song a lot.
It's a great song.
Staring. I'll be at karaoke tonight.
John says, I thought Harrison Beck was dead. I don't think so.
The world's first internet quarterback. Yeah.
Ooh, the world's first internet quarterback.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, he had some stuff on the internet. He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He did.
Johnny Manziel.
Can't hear you. It's too much money. My ear.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Too much money in my effing hand.
He ended up at North Carolina State.
Yeah. Harrison Beck.
He was
What
the
a
way
guy.
Bill Callahan talked about him out of Clearwater. I thought, man, this is the second coming.
But just think of all the things that, the people, they don't know. They're not familiar with.
No, I think I know more
Like
about
the
it.
mid 2000s, like the early Bo era, Callahan era, like Solich stuff. They don't know anything about it.
No.
And then before that, it was like actually winning and championships and like awesome football and stuff like that. They don't know anything about that either.
No, they don't.
And it's just
all they know is crap.
Nebraska. So I won't get into the main part of it, but because I'll save it for later. But yeah, I mean, since then, Nebraska's been a relatively bland and unassuming program.
Yes. It's actually a very good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not threatened by them.
Nope.
But you don't realize they're not like
There's no lore.
Nebraska's like been 3-9, but they've been a competitive 3-9, and they've been 5-7 and 4. Like they've been more so like
Even when they were 9-4 every year, it was just like, oh, okay, they're showing up in the top like 25, and that's cool.
But even like to Nebraska's credit, it's not like it's been a complete dumpster fire. Like Michigan State has been a dumpster fire, right?
There's lore.
Like Purdue's been a dumpster fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Nebraska's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
I think Nebraska's just been mid and bad.
Well, it's part of the reason why. I mean, they lack scandal. They lack I'm not saying like
controversy.
I'm not saying like do a scandal or anything like that.
Sure, you want Nebraska football to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah,
we need somebody to get arrested on that football.
Hold on, you're on to something. We have not had.
If somebody was arrested, that guy robbed a vape shop.
Well,
that's not that big of a deal.
That
okay,
wasn't that.
You want a high-profile
Plus,
crime?
He was so obvious. Like
and
he's
great
gone
point.
on to commit other crimes.
So there's nothing novelty about it.
But we haven't had. You're right.
Nothing special.
Remember when we had a nice little run of people stealing bikes, and then we had.
That was before Nebraska joined the Big Ten.
You can't follow up crime with the adjectives "nice little run." Like you can't say, "Oh, we had a good little run of players
You don't
getting
get
in
it.
trouble."
He's right. I agree with him.
You don't get it. We had like summertime. We had sons of NFL stars smoking
weed, getting kicked out of the program,
and not knowing that, man, brother, if you're going to do it, you got to take the towel, you got to wet the towel, and you got to put it under the door so that it doesn't seep out and it sucks in the aroma.
Mm-hmm.
Because once it gets out of the room, that weed smell is going to get caught by somebody at selling that doesn't care if the ball is puffed or stuffed. And they're like,
excuse me, what's going on in here, fellas?
All this right before Nebraska joined the Big Ten. We had dudes breaking bottles over heads. We had dudes
and I liked him.
We
he
had
was
dudes.
one of the best interviews. Settles.
Yeah, Ernest
From
Settles.
Tampa.
Yeah,
He was a great on air. And the next thing you know, he's no longer in the program.
This program was better when Richie Incognito was stuffing dorks in lockers.
Yes.
We had dudes, whipping out their junk at the C-store, like.
Let's go back to that.
That was a little rough.
They're all a little rough.
I'm going to be honest.
Mosley,
with
you want a couple more carries? Maybe go to the C-store.
We should have Brandon Vogel write a crime to win rate ratio. What is the crime?
It doesn't have to be crime. It doesn't, just to be clear, it doesn't have to be crime.
But I mean, what you're saying is like
Like Harrison Beck wasn't caught for any crimes.
No.
Like it was just like, oh, this guy is insane.
Crimes against humanity.
He just has a different viewpoint on life compared to us normal people.
You know what? That should be Josh's new column on Husker Max, because Nebraska football have too many nice people.
Nebraska nice.
Nebraska nice. Are they too Nebraska nice?
Didn't that get Alan Pinkett thrown off the Notre Dame radio broadcast when he said, we don't have enough thugs?
Okay, that's
not what I was saying.
That's a little
not what I was saying.
They
can't use
Richard
that
Sherman on line one.
Like in all fairness and honesty, and it's probably a good thing, Nebraska really has not football for a while had anything off the field.
No. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, like for your football program. Like they need to get good again, so then they could raise their profile. And then when the profile gets raised, like stuff starts happening, right? You know, like just, what's going on over there?
Like Gary Lacey is not on the manhunt for Nebraska football players.
Who's Gary Lacey?
So he was the Lancaster County attorney.
Oh,
who back in the 90s? Yeah. I don't know if they had season tickets.
Okay.
Jeez.
Got it.
Yeah, I guess since I've been here, we really haven't had
nothing.
Well, Miles Farmer that one time, but
what did he do?
He got suspended.
Oh yeah, there's been some DUIs.
Yeah.
Like that stuff happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But we're talking like even here in this town,
like
Creighton or Omaha Athletics, we really haven't.
Nothing.
We haven't had like a fight downtown in a bar.
You're talking
just some student athletes.
You're talking just football though. Like
there's
there's
basketball and hockey in this town. They've had their moments.
In Lincoln, when I was in school in Lincoln, there was two big events. There was the women's basketball event, and then there was the Harper Murray. That was the two big ones.
The women's basketball event.
Yes.
Is that Connor is the PA voice of the Nebraska women? Is that just kind of?
It does not come up.
No,
I don't think you sit down and go. Hey, I wonder.
It does not come up.
Chuck loves kids playing tonight.
It does not. It does not come up. No, it does not come up.
I'll ask you during the break.
What happened?
Yeah.
You don't know?
Whoa.
You know.
You know.
Oh,
You
okay.
know. You know.
I've just forgotten.
No, you know.
You know.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
What
Remember-
happened to that?
Remember there was going to be like a full disclosure, and
Okay.
then the
Good
AD
to
was
know.
going to get sued, and Nebraska.
Oh,
was
yeah.
gonna have to
Oh,
go to
yeah.
court.
Okay. Yeah.
That like just went away.
Well, yeah. Everyone involved
Is that gonna be-
left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all you need, Gary. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
The
He
from him is all you need to know.
Do you think it'll be in Moose's book?
Great question, Gary.
So many things I'm looking forward to from Bill Moose's book.
When is it coming out?
Apparently, around New Year. That was
Does
Sipple's
he
last
just keep adding
update.
chapters?
It's the real Chinese democracy of books.
I really hope that I end up getting a book because you guys, the last time a book came out from a Nebraska writer, everybody and their mother got a book and I didn't.
But then you took mine, so
Yeah, I've been reading it.
there you go.
That's
It's a good book.
Can I pre-order it on Amazon?
Probably. I don't know what it's
should
called.
Should I have the author
Does-
sign the book?
Does it have a
Sipple,
title
like,
yet?
Sipple wrote the foreword to it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Should I go ahead and should I have the author of that book sign it and then I should gift it to somebody for Christmas?
Oh, you talking about the book that I got?
Yeah, the book that you gave to me.
Yeah.
Can I have the author sign it. And I'll
Yeah,
just-
Sean's book.
Like, hey, Dad, I know this isn't a Steve King novel.
I got you a signed book
Yeah.
by the author.
actually
I know
thought-
the guy.
I actually thought when they sent it to us that Sean would have like just put a note in there to everybody's book.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
But he does. I imagine it's a bye week, so he's probably at a local bookstore signing this weekend.
Probably. But everybody deserves a weekend off. You know, why doesn't Sean just like,
I agree. I can't wait for my weekend off.
what do you think Sipple's doing this weekend? We'll ask him when he comes on the show today, theoretically. But
Yeah, when was the last time you talked to someone?
wonder what he's up to. I haven't talked to him since before the show or like at the very start of the show last week when he was in the Denver airport and he was like, I could do the interview right now. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well, you're not scheduled for another
Was
2.5 hours.
Was he in
So-
the Denver airport and he goes, "Oh, that's James Johnson."
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know who we saw.
You always see somebody at the Denver airport. Always.
Mm.
I've been there.
Last time I was in the Denver airport like 3 weeks ago, I didn't see anybody.
I
I was
was.
in the Denver airport Monday morning.
You see anybody?
Like famous?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? I saw Bill Ramby and Julie Cornell there.
Well, there you
They
go.
were on my plane.
You always see somebody at the Denver airport.
Yeah, but does that really count?
yes, it does. You knew somebody that
They're
you didn't know
local-
that would be there,
they're
and they
local
were there. and
celebrities.
You knew that.
Yeah. But I was kind of looking for like,
Big swim meet somewhere?
Yeah.
Their
What?
the daughter's really good at
Yeah,
Nebraska.
That's
Yeah.
why I asked. That was a legitimate question.
It didn't sound like a legitimate question. It did not sound like that.
I don't know why they were in Denver, but
I've been told my tone needs work.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were in Denver. They were on my flight coming back.
Okay, so you saw somebody, Gary.
I saw a couple athletic teams, but nobody famous.
I never really
Hey,
see people at
how about-
airports.
I saw
Hey.
Jordan Burroughs and
Whoa.
James Johnson the 2 times I've been to the
What?
Denver airport.
Jamba Juice and Caribou Coffee on the upper
Yeah.
United Pavilion closed.
No.
Yeah,
I don't
but
go.
Voodoo Donuts is new.
I don't really go to
Hello.
the United Wing much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want. They have you. They got to have a United Club at Denver, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh God, I can't wait to go to that.
Just-
Use my United Explorers debit card.
Just wait till we get our beautiful many airline lounge here in Omaha.
big news for you.
Yeah, you are going on a tour with me.
Hello.
A 3-hour tour. When's that coming?
Shortly.
Let's go. I would
They're
love
about
to.
to go.
Do we get to wear hard hats?
I imagine
Nobody
they're
gets
about
hurt.
ready to go through the next phase. So they're getting
Yes!
closer.
You'll have to scoop your brain out with a soup later.
I got to see this. This is exciting.
Can't wait for a $35 croque monsieur.
You put me on the
Block
list?
16.
Are you on the list?
No,
You don't want to go?
I
I
wasn't.
ran
offered
into the
to go.
person yesterday that would be providing the.
He thought of you. He didn't think of me.
Well, because they asked about you.
Also,
I talk
they-
about the airport routinely.
also too, I've seen what international airports look like. I don't think I. Really
Oh,
need to
I've
tour
seen
around.
better airports.
No. Have I said that I've seen better airports, or did I say that I've seen international airports? I grew up in an international.
There's a
airport.
connotation.
There's not a connotation. O'Hare sucks.
You have a tone. You have a tone when you
What?
talk
I'm like
about
Josh. I got
Omaha's
airport.
airport.
That's right.
Little,
Isn't
Omaha's little dinky little
Definitely will
airport.
be
When have I
referred to as
ever
definitely
said that?
international, right? Is
All right.
that what they're going to?
Yeah, they're gonna do like a couple flights to
By the way,
Cabo.
the people at the Omaha, I don't. The people at the Omaha bars, all right, they love me over there. All right, I sit down, I hang a bang over there. All right.
You
That's-
hang and bang in the airport
Oh,
bars?
yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
I get loaded, man.
Get loaded at Cracky
I-
McGee's.
dude, me and Craig, I'm just sitting
R.I.P..
down there. They got ESPN on. I got 2.5
But
hours
why
before
couldn't they
my
have
flight.
kept Cracky McGee's? Because the bar is still open.
I know. I don't know.
They just took the-
I think the people who like owned Cracky McGee's
Got
like sold
Dude,
it.
Dude, I was chilling
I
there.
saw the sign on Craigslist. The sign was
much?
on Craigslist. It was like $500 or something like
Is
that.
Ticket Express going to buy it?
Oh, and put it above the Rosenblatt?
Yeah.
I would love to see it in a local
And
bar
Ticket
somewhere.
Express is not even there anymore. They're way out on Center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they left there.
Hmm.
Maybe the people at VIP can take it and put it up in VIP.
Maybe.
Or what about Mama's?
I'd like to have it here
Oh.
in our new studio. Maybe.
I am surprised. So
I got rocked at Cracky McGee's last night.
What is wrong with
What
you?
do you mean? What was I supposed to do?
I don't know. Just get on
how
the plane
long does
and
it
go.
take you to do that? What, like, would you have a layover?
I like getting to an airport early.
You have a 1-hour flight.
Yeah.
Just
and
get there 10 minutes before you board, get on the plane, and go home.
No, I like the ambiance of an airport.
I do too. I agree with you. But it's not like you're taking a vacation. You're going home.
Yeah, I'm taking a vacation. I'm
It's
taking a
little bit
vacation at the
overrated when you
airport.
fly a lot. Yeah, they all after a while they all kind of the same.
I can't believe you guys go inside the airport.
Jeez. Jeez. Not everybody can be as lucky as Josh Hodson with this one
I'll just-
charter flight a year.
I'll just say this right now. Like when I go to
Hopefully
my
two.
dad, my parents get annoyed at me now because I'm like, I like to get to the airport. Like when I go to fly out of O'Hare, I like to get to the airport really, really early. And they think it's like, oh, I'm being, advanced and I'm making sure that I'm getting,
You check a
I'm
bag?
gonna- yeah, I do. But I get it's free. It's free. So
No,
I check a bag.
yeah.
Check a bag. And then,
That adds more time. That's
but
what I'm
then,
saying.
well, no. I just hang out in the United Club, just incredible stuff
Because you're
awesome.
allowed to.
because I'm allowed to.
If I was allowed to, I would as well. I mean, the one time we went into the club,
Yes.
Prudon was trying to do something.
that's a
He
very
was
common
like trying
sense.
to. We went into the club in the Minneapolis airport that has a golf sim, and he was like trying to like trade our drinks for golf
Yes.
sim stuff. And I'm like,
Now,
dude, no,
granted,
I
this
just
was
want
like
the
at
drinks.
8 This is like at 8 in the morning.
That's awesome.
Speaking of hanging and banging, that guy's always doing deals.
Mm-hmm.
He's always doing deals. I was like,
works a lot of the time.
I was like, Chris, I don't want the golf sim. I will take my drink at 8:00 in the morning on like a Thursday, and then I'd like to go home.
I do appreciate airport bars that if you are saddling up to have a drink at 8 in the morning, they don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
They don't look at you differently. They're like, I get it.
No,
They
there's
go,
no,
you want me to fry a piece of bacon for your Bloody Mary?
There's no shame whatsoever. It's great.
No. And you know what? It makes me feel even better about having another one.
That's because time doesn't matter. You don't know where people are going. You don't know what time zone they're like.
How long has this person been awake?
What is the purpose of their trip? Are they coming? Whatever it is. Yeah, you got to just treat everybody like they're on vacation.
Now, DFW, have you guys been to the American wing of new DFW?
No, it's been several years since I've been to DFW.
The food selection, ooh. I mean, you have, well, it has the triangle of Whataburger, Starbucks, and then it has McDonald's.
Whoa,
And I'm like, whoa,
Whoa.
you have Whataburger and McDonald's that close together?
big lines, a lot of people. Just imagine when that flight comes in and you gotta, you're on that Southwest flight to Omaha, but you just have to stay on the plane because it's going to St.
Yeah.
Louis next. Do you think they'll allow those people to get off the plane and grab some of Omaha's greatest food options that they have? Or
Probably
they
not.
usually make them stay on the plane, because there's not going to be any layovers.
Yeah, the only time
These
that
are
I've-
for local travelers.
So if you fly from here to LA, you stop in Phoenix, and they say for all Los Angeles passengers, please stay on the plane.
Stay
You
on the
cannot
plane.
Get off.
Oh,
But
they let you
can-
move up though.
Yeah, they let you then repick your seats.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now you can't do that. End of January.
Oh
We only have a
yeah,
couple more
assigned
months
seating.
Where then the assigned seating on Southwest.
Yeah. I'm on. Oh, yeah, I think this will probably be the last open seating flight that I take.
My parents got really mad at me when I was 15 because I told them we were in the Florida airport and I just discovered the Orlando airport on my own. Didn't tell them. Just put it down. Walked around. They thought I went missing. It was tough.
You just went to the airport?
No, we were flying out of Orlando
Oh,
Got
and we
nothing
were
to
at
do
our
today.
gate.
he did a
all-
lap.
And I did a lap, like I was at like a college bar, trying to see if I knew anybody.
Do you
else
do the
there.
dad thing where you get to the airport super early and then you like just check and make sure the gate exists?
Gotta lay eyes on that gate.
And then
Gotta lay eyes.
and
on
then
that gate.
you get a lay of the land and then you just like walk around.
What if it doesn't exist?
That's what I do.
What if my gate is a fugazi?
That's what I do. I always just, let's see where the gate is. All right, cool. Now I could kind of plan out my next however long it is, hour.
There
whatever
were
it might be.
moments too.
Usually it's just a long walk.
The side of the airport that you fly out of, like you fly into Omaha or into Lincoln, is completely different from the side of the airport that I grew up flying out of. Like it's just two different sides. So it was just like,
one's in Omaha, one's in Chicago.
no, we would fly like the planes that you would fly out of in O'Hare for like Florida or like bigger areas, right? Like big hubs, like they were in the B gates, right? And so there was a whole, like there's everything in B.
Wait a minute.
You
We have improved
the
in
tiny
Omaha.
gates.
We're not. You have to walk out onto the tarmac, or you have to walk down these shaky steps to
Yeah.
get on a plane. We've gotten big here. in
No,
Omaha.
I know, but I'm just saying it's
I've
like when
I've never done a walk into the plane on the steps.
I have Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You should
Let me
do
tell
it.
you something. Let me tell you something about Omaha. Okay, taking a couple flights out of Omaha, I haven't had a delay due to human stupidity. Okay, I've had
That's right.
multiple delays out of the Lincoln Airport due to human stupidity.
Why, they ran the stair car into the plane or something?
Number one, no,
Fell off the
no,
jetway.
number one, number one,
They didn't put any gas in the plane.
no,
Yeah,
they put too
fell off
much
the
gas in the
jetway
plane.
again.
All right, they put too much fuel in the jet, and we had to burn off fuel for 45 minutes. Okay,
Yikes.
yeah. Number two, they go, oh, it's cold out. We forgot to de-ice your plane. We're going to take about 40 minutes to de-ice this plane.
Well, I mean, that
happens.
that's
That
routine.
happens.
okay.
Yeah.
Third time is they couldn't get the little conveyor, the gate to work, right? Where it like connects to everything. They literally could not get it to work. So they had us walk outside all the way down to the thing and then go ahead and walk up the steps. It's crazy.
That sucks. What have you flown out of Grand Island?
Never,
Whoa.
People do that. People drive out to Grand Island to go to Phoenix or Vegas.
because it's cheap.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's like
Sure.
$4, and I mean it's
Just
like
happy you
it's like
showed up.
$30.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Hmm.
But it's just
It's
it
interesting.
just concerns me a little bit.
Is it a one-way trip from Grand Island to
Phoenix or
Vegas?
Vegas, yeah.
Wow. How far is Grand Island from Omaha?
it's like 2 hours.
Hmm.
It's like an hour from Lincoln.
He's thinking about it.
Might be worth it.
I think they have. So it's
Check it
like
out, Allegiant.
It's like Allegiant, where they only fly to certain cities on certain days.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like twice a week.
Grand Island to Vegas.
Grand Island to
Like,
Vegas.
Let's see.
What are we looking at?
$55.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Cheapflights.com.
If I was somebody like Matt McMaster, didn't have like,
A care in the
I don't have a
world.
wife, I don't have a kid. Like, yeah.
Well, what do
absolutely.
you mean? Like, is there a chance I might die? on
There's
this
just
flight?
something There's just something off
You got to think about other people.
unsettling.
Yeah.
You're going to say yes to $55, but if you don't have to say, worry about other people, you're like, let's
Exactly.
go.
Exactly.
There's all right. Wait, April 10th.
I'm told it's
to the
perfectly
12th.
told it's perfectly fine and no concerns whatsoever.
All right. Let's just let's view this one and let's see on the dates that I want to fly out to Vegas from Grand Island. It will cost me $606.
Oh, that's too much.
That's way too
Yeah,
much.
don't.
Yeah,
That
you can't
doesn't
drive
sound
to
like $55.
can't drive to Grand Island for that.
It said 55 on the little promo thing, and now it's giving me no. I'm not doing this.
Flight's full.
Well, the flight that I found for Southwest was $230, so that's what we're rolling with. But now I'm going to Chicago in February for Elimination Chamber. Connor, did you see that? First time in 30 years, WWE having an event at the United Center. Historic.
Holy Chicago!
I did not hear about this.
Yeah, it's a big deal. By the way, I didn't. You guys would say "Holy Chicago," and I had no idea what you were quoting. And then I rewatched the Ohio State Illinois game, and then I heard, and I go, "Oh, that's where it's from."
Illinois, USC.
Illinois, USC.
Yeah, Illinois, USC. Like USC might want that one back.
Might.
Is he this weekend in the regular press box?
Oh,
Gus is gonna be in the corner of the end zone,
yeah. There's no way
calling
he's
the
gonna,
game on Fox.
There's no way he's going to be able to see.
Well,
He can't
to
see
begin with.
anyway.
But he's not.
But now
in
he's
particularly,
he's not at midfield.
That's true.
there's no way he's going to be able to lay his eyes on anything. I think Justice Haynes is going to have every reception for Michigan.
Oh, that's true.
Macaulay down the side. Sorry, Morgan. No, that's Hayes.
Do you think Gus is good and studied up on his Cubs, like his little Cubs facts that he could throw in there?
I mean, sure.
Just like
Pete Crow Armstrong.
Andre Dawson.
Hey,
Pryor.
the weather will be nice tomorrow, and he'll go, you know what, Joel, as Ernie Banks used to tell me, great day to play too.
Now, why don't they play the game at 120? They should just play the game at 120.
True.
Just a little shout out to the Cubs.
And like at the end of the third quarter, do they play the 7-inning stretch?
Maybe that would be
Have you been to a
awesome.
game at Wrigley?
They should do that.
I
Here's
haven't.
Bill Murray.
It sounds like a nightmare.
They should do that.
I would rather have Nebraska play at Wrigley Field than play at New
The
Ryan
lacrosse
Field.
stadium.
Whoa. Rather than New Ryan?
To go to see the.
I would like to see Nebraska at Wrigley.
Football play in Wrigley.
Yeah, that'd be
Field.
cool.
I could end my life there.
I mean, they'll play at Ryan, eventually. But as a one-off, I would love to see Nebraska at Wrigley. That'd be great.
I mean, I guess when New
That would do
Same
numbies.
same
When-
number of seats, right? About 38,000.
no, what old Ryan I think was 40, 45.
We're talking about New Ryan.
Oh, New Ryan, yeah,
It's like mid-30s, isn't it?
it is.
That's same as Wrigley.
But
Yeah.
I want I think you need to allow New Ryan to just become Ryan, and then then I would be fine with going to Wrigley Field.
I think do it. Maybe they do, Nebraska has a trip there. What in 2 years or
Yes.
next year?
Yep, 2 years.
All right, 2 years.
That'd be awesome.
Move it to Wrigley.
It would be.
Well,
it's going to
Nebraska
be.
volleyball is probably going to play in Wrigley.
But yes, right. That's true. So they're not gonna do it just because it's in the first couple of years of the stadium and like they probably want that revenue. But they should. Nebraska should play at Wrigley.
I was just asking my
Nebraska
mom.
football at Wrigley Field.
That'd be awesome.
Can you imagine how difficult that ticket would be?
Oh yeah.
Well, it'd be a pain in the ass to get to. That sounds like a nightmare.
Why?
Take the train.
Take the train. Stay downtown. Take the train. Go like you're going to a normal Cubs game.
Yeah, but there'd be a lot of people in that area. There'd be a lot.
You know what?
There'd be
They
so
have this
many-
Cubs- it's a
they have
Cubs
this
game.
weird
So
thing
many
between
Husker fans.
April and hopefully the end of October. There's a lot of people in that area.
No,
when
but
that
but
stadium is in use.
it would be way more because there would be so many more people who aren't going to the game, but they would just be there.
It'd
around
be
the
fine.
stadium.
It'd be fine.
And then it'd be cold.
Football games are always a
It'd be
disaster.
In particular, the parking situation would be an absolute nightmare.
Of course it would.
That's what makes it enjoyable.
You survive it.
Parking.
Everybody would
to
figure
have
it out.
Nebraska football play at Wrigley Field.
Parking at
No,
Wrigley.
it'd be dope. It'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. It'd be an awesome visual.
To
But I'm
go,
just,
you know what, man? Gail Sayers, who should have gone to Nebraska, but instead he screwed over Devaney and went to KU. Man, he played here. Yeah,
Think about the history.
It's
It's
just
the
the fact
Ricketts.
I grew up
It's the
15. I
Ricketts.
just grew up 15 minutes from there, and automatically, when you talk about a big event at Wrigley, I get PTSD.
I mean, they've done it a million times. What's the big
Well,
deal?
no, I'm not saying they wouldn't be able to do it. It would just be a lot.
Of course it
It'd
would
be
be.
a lot.
how
Be
cool
stressful.
though is it if you're playing at Michigan this year? You've played in Norman, Lincoln, Wrigley Field. That's pretty cool.
Not a bad
and
road
the
slate
Coliseum.
in the Coliseum. And,
See,
and you're
the-
not
got-
going to
because Ohio
Germany.
State's at home.
We got a non-bowl knower here being like McMaster's not from the city. He doesn't know how to get around. Wrigleyville is much closer to me than it is to the Loop. Okay, so don't know what you're talking about. I know Wrigleyville.
Matt knows ball.
I agree with
Slash
your Bobby
Wrigleyville.
Witt take. By the way, he got a 7th place vote. Who is voting for
He got
Bobby Witt Jr. 7th place?
he finished. Well, yeah,
he
he
finished
got
4th, but
yeah.
somebody gave him a 7th place vote.
Yeah, that was pretty questionable. He had a down year for Bobby next year. He's going to win the MVP next year. It's time. He's been circling it for 3 years now. It's coming next
I
year.
hope so because he seems to get ignored.
It's coming.
Even last year.
Royals are going to make the playoffs. They're going to trade Chris Bubich for an outfielder, and we're starting the hype train right now.
What do you think?
Wow, put it on the board.
What do you think that the 2025 most valuable player odds are, or would be the 2026?
Probably Judge, and then maybe Jose Ramirez, then Bobby Witt Jr.
I will look.
I don't know if that exists yet, or maybe it does.
Cal Raleigh?
It was a word let.
He had
Yeah,
60 home runs in you.
he should have won for the record, but
Good take.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if it.
You two can get in this argument. I don't have an opinion.
Why not?
215 OPS. 215 plus OPS. Okay?
OPS plus.
OPS plus.
Mhm.
Story of the year was Cal Raleigh.
60 home
I
runs
don't
is a
care about
At every
60 home
benchmark of the
runs is a
season.
switch hitting catcher who was intentionally walked every time he appeared at the plate in the postseason. He was a load, a star.
They were separated by 4 votes. Seems appropriate. I just think the right guy won.
It was going to be close. I think
Yeah.
if there's a tie, you go with the story.
The guy who probably isn't going to have a chance to win 12.
I
of
think
them
there's
in his
that
That's
too.
career.
bad for
Yes.
him because
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh had this great year. They don't make it to the World Series, and he doesn't win the MVP. So his lore is, of course, Seattle, and then for people that enjoy baseball. But now Aaron Judge is
East Coast bias.
Aaron Judge more popular than Derek Jeter, but he doesn't have the rings.
All right. My mom will
Ooh.
send us pics this weekend of the stadium.
Seems impossible,
What was the question?
but
Aaron Judge more popular than Derek Jeter, but he doesn't have the rings.
Not more popular. Not more popular. But he
I feel
does.
like maybe you're on to something, but maybe not quite right.
He's got the he's got all the other stuff, right? Like,
Yes.
Mhm.
you know, he's a home run hitter, which is the difference with Jeter. He's 9 feet tall. You know, he's got this big kind of presence about him.
Do you know actually how tall he is?
6'9" or 6'7". Oh, funny. Very good.
Trying to find odds here for us.
I got some texts the other night as Nebraska women's basketball is approaching 67 points. And they said, "Are you going to do it?" And I said, well, I didn't say anything, but what I thought was, no, I'm not.
Okay, so early
One time only.
The kids
early
were very disappointed. They were ready for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
early lines here. Bobby Wood Jr. is has the third highest odds, plus 500.
That's what I predicted, right?
Yes.
Who's in front of him? Aaron Judge and Jose Ramirez.
Aaron Judge only for AL.
There you go.
Cal Raleigh behind Bobby Wood Jr. Then it'd be Vladdy and Jordan.
Good pick.
yeah.
For the NL MVP odds, it goes Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr.
What's
Ronald
Ohtani to win next year's MVP?
plus 120.
Plus money.
That's
And,
not
and
okay.
according, and even on the
That's
best
not
the best odds available
worth your
are
money.
plus 120. DraftKings. You want to guess what DraftKings has?
Ohtani next
Ohtani,
year
yeah, to win next year
minus 110.
on the money.
I know
On the
gambling.
money. Very good.
That would be
Um,
stupid to do.
Pete Crow Armstrong, plus 2,500.
There you go.
Hey, World Baseball Classic roster is shaping up pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Carroll, PCA, Aaron Judge. What an outfield.
We
Bobby
love
Witt Jr.
America. We love America. Bobby Witt Jr., of course. Soon to be Captain America.
So watching Ohtani last night, who, by the way, got to see his wife.
Oh.
Do you think if Aaron Rodgers,
The basketball player? The famous basketball player?
Yes.
That's right.
do you think if Aaron Rodgers won the MVP and they went to his home, that his wife would be there, or would they leave just a space for where
No, his wife
somebody's
doesn't
wife
exist.
would be?
His wife doesn't exist.
There was some stupid, headline that came out a couple days ago, and it was like the Steelers' wives are looking for Aaron Rodgers' wife because they want him in the wife. They want her in the wife club, but they
Apparently,
Oh
there
yeah,
are-
he did get married.
yeah,
No,
Yes, he did.
she doesn't exist. Okay, like
Okay.
nobody knows. Nobody's seen her. Nobody's seen her. Right, and there's even Pittsburgh Steelers like teammates.
Somebody's gotta know.
It's kind of weird.
somebody's got to know.
He didn't talk to his family, so this could be legit. 'Cause
Somebody
the family would go, "We've never met her."
somebody's had to have seen her walk into his apartment
No,
somewhere.
no,
No?
it hasn't happened. It literally hasn't
Do you
happened.
think that they provide the number for her in the group text of the wives and girlfriends, and it's actually Aaron Rodgers responding?
Yeah. It's like if you'd like to get in contact with my
Sorry,
wife,
can't
you've
make it. Got some things in LA.
Hey, I'm busy right now. Can I just call you? I don't have time to text. No, don't call. Don't call.
you have reached the right person, but I cannot pass this along any
But
further.
last night, so Ohtani, who does speak English,
Yes.
last
That's right.
night we did not speak English.
Mhm.
Doesn't want to.
He kissed his dog first.
Oh yeah, his dog.
tracks.
The
Which the
name,
famous dog.
the famous dog. The name of his dog was like
Gamble.
it was fake because everyone thought he was going to sign with the Blue Jays after that.
Decoy.
Yeah.
His dog's name is Decoy.
That's so good.
I love it.
But instead of like your wife, I mean, like there, Ohtani is funny. He's a troll. But
Kissing his dog.
But he
What a
did after the
weirdo.
World Series. He did a whole interview on MLB Network in fine English.
Yeah, he could speak English.
Last
She's
night we're
li-
like, meh.
She's like a phantom, the wife of Ron Rodgers' teammate told Daily Mail. We all want to meet her, to invite her out, to get to know her, but we haven't met her yet. We don't even know who she is.
There you go. That's what I was saying. That's what I was referencing.
Does he wear his wedding ring while he's playing?
I think so. Like, I think he does that whole charade.
Is this
How
like
performative.
what is the Adam Sandler the Adam Sandler movie
Wedding Singer?
where he wears a ring to get
Uncut
chicks
Gems?
at a bar?
Oh yeah, I've seen clips. I've seen clips of that recently.
Yeah. Like
know what it
is that what this is? He just wants to have the ring. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know he
Did
doesn't
he-
go on McAfee every week.
I don't know what that
Is
guy's up
he
to.
Manti-Teoing himself?
I believe him.
I don't.
I believe him.
I don't.
Could you get married and hide it?
If you're Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
I
He'd be the one.
think
He'd be the one who could.
I think
'cause
so. He doesn't have any friends or
Family.
family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to be so harsh. But
It's true.
Like,
What is she
who do we
doing?
contact
But-
to verify this?
So like, what is
You got your list.
What is she doing? Like, is she like in Europe? Is she like across the pond? Is she like locked up in a like she just doesn't go outside? Is it maybe
Nobody
somebody?
knows.
That's
maybe-
what I'm saying.
Is it somebody? Maybe it's a famous person, but they're not wearing a ring.
That's what I'm saying. They're making it so there's no way to connect this.
Wasn't it
I don't know
AJ
how.
Hawk that broke the news while he was on McAfee with them?
Oh, I don't know.
He's like, "Don't you have some news to tell?" And he goes, "Yeah."
Well, I'm pretty
AJ
sure he
Hawk was allowed to speak on the Pat McAfee show. Interesting.
Hey, why don't you guys should bring it up on Fridays, because when McAfee is at the game day site, AJ Hawk is in Indianapolis.
He has to kind of do like a lot of
Yeah.
the ins and outs,
Yeah.
and it's always very noticeable because
Yeah, it's like
his mouth
He's
is moving.
talking. Yeah.
It's like watching Matt trying to drive the Gary and Matt show. It's clear that he's
You talk all the time.
It's clear that he's qualified to do that, but definitely isn't the regular thing that he does.
It is
driving
always
the show.
it is always a little disorienting when the other guy, starts
Driving.
starts
Well,
the segments.
and that's when they.
That's why
so-
you just don't have another guy.
Which is why I
So
don't do
more,
that.
so more and more, like Matt Rule, appearances on there are recorded.
Yeah.
Where it's just him and McAfee.
In the Death Star. I'm serious.
Famously
Yeah.
recorded.
Right. By the way, his like where Matt Rule
Turn the lights
records-
on where he's
Dude,
at.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It looks like where Captain Nita got choked, Like that's where try not to choke on your aspirations, Captain Nita. Like that's exactly I imagine they're at the Death Star conference room is what he looks like.
I don't know if he's on there
Behind him.
days. He's supposed to be out on the road recruiting.
Well, is it
I
his
bet he
normal
won't be
day?
at the Millard South game tonight.
If you record it, you can do whatever
That
you
would
want.
be very awkward if he was at the Millard South.
Hey,
game.
all these players that I didn't want to have on my team.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fact.
It is. It is.
All right. Have a good day. Have a good night tonight.
Hey, plot
Oh
twist.
yeah, Maryland
Matt-
Eastern Shore.
Matt can't drive the show because he locked his keys in the car. Here's a good one.
All right, that's a good one.
What do we have a giveaway tonight? Anything big going on? Who's on Jay's Live? Anybody special?
Oh, I haven't had any
Mark
correspondences
Kingston gonna
about
break
Jay
down his
Live.
recruiting class.
Do you need me to be on Jay's line?
My regular producer is I believe out of town.
Do you
this
need a
weekend.
producer tonight?
Do you need Josh?
Maybe if you want to just put that show together, you go ahead. No, we'll come up with some stuff. It's Heroes Night.
Okay.
Um,
So there'll be heroes amongst you.
there's a balloon artist,
Hello.
face painters, things like that.
Not on Jay's Live, but at the game.
No, at the
okay.
game. Also, I believe we're debuting a
Make
new
me a balloon
a new
clown.
game tonight.
Make me a bicycle clown.
We're debuting a new a trivia game tonight
Hello.
Hell yeah.
at the under 16 timeout.
Oh, all right.
Is it wine trivia?
It's not.
Okay.
Is it 2006 Carolina Hurricanes trivia?
It's also not.
Andrew Ladd.
It's
Okay.
it's not that. It's not that.
Will
Damn
it be
it.
Benoit Benjamin trivia?
Ooh, is it soup trivia?
Will there be trivia that has
The
to do
questions
with
get progressively
civic
slightly more
auditorium?
difficult.
yeah.
So look forward to that.
All right.
Is
Have
it
fun.
1620 the zone trivia?
It's not. It's
Oh.
also not that. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
That's Crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. It is Friday. We'll start things off next.
That's the Crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
We're on record high watch Friday as unseasonal warmth sticks around to finish the week. Expect mostly sunny skies throughout the day with south wind gusting up to 20 miles per hour, highs in the mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is always looking to make your game day bigger and better. Cheer on your favorite team this season in front of a 22-foot LED video wall.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Friday. It's the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Odson with you. Oh, looks like Glenn Powell is hosting SNL this week.
That's right.
With some people.
One of those four people on the screen was the musical guest. I don't know who it was.
I know who that is because I've seen her. Hold on, I could tell you.
Okay,
this is going to really give me some points with the
with the Youngs.
Yeah, that is, I believe, yes, that is Olivia Dean. Olivia Dean.
Never heard.
So
now that's
pretty
no
good.
For anything.
Pretty good.
Okay,
got some good songs.
Okay.
I've heard a couple. They've been on the TikTok recently. Olivia Dean.
Well, I'll maybe check it out tomorrow night.
Are you interested in some Chad Powers skits tonight? Well, you might have it going.
No.
Might have it going for you for Glenn Powell. Oh, that's tomorrow night. Anyway, because it's Friday. Welcome to the show. Bryan Munson will join at the top of the hour. Brian Christopherson, Steve Sipple. That's our lineup. Powered by the referees at John Higgins Weather Guard. Want to hear from you all today? 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at Happer Show, at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor Josh Show at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to our lovely YouTube streamers today. Hi. So many people have been commenting on my shirt today.
It's got stripes.
So what do I not? Am I not a stripes guy?
I don't think anyone is a stripes guy anymore. You don't see stripes like that on shirts.
What's wrong with this shirt?
Nothing is wrong with the shirt. 2 comments.
Listen, I get the shirt and I wear it. All right.
Everyone has made one of 2 comments about that shirt. Stripes.
Yeah. They always say something.
Or they say, that's a really dad polo of you to be wearing right now.
It kind of is. Look.
And yeah,
YouTube
both things are true.
Says, looking good. Sharp shirt. Vertical stripes are slimming. I think you look very handsome. Thank you for all the comments on the shirt.
You look like a failed golfer from the 90s.
Well, I am a failed golfer. So, but just from now instead. All right, elsewhere today, we'll make our picks later on during the show.
Picks?
Yeah, we got those picks. Let me check our standings. I want to say we're top. No, I gained a game on you last week.
I think that's right.
I gained a game on you last week, and I am down by 1 at the moment. Down by 1.
Crunch time.
It's getting close. You better get a timeout, Josh Hodson.
You
better get a timeout,
I'm gonna
Josh
be like
Hodson.
Mac and just say, we don't need a timeout.
Play through it.
Keep going.
Play through it. Elsewhere today, had some topics. I want to talk about lore, things like that. We could talk about basketball this weekend. Creighton tonight at the Chi against Maryland Eastern Shore.
That's a real school.
That's right. UMass, as the kids like to call it. Some kids are interested in their baseball team because they don't win any games. Ever. They don't win many games in basketball either. Nebraska ball tomorrow at their second home in Sioux Falls against Oklahoma. I'll tell you why I am rooting for Iowa to win this weekend. Go Hawks, says me.
Go Hawks, says Connor Happer.
Cal Raleigh did not win MVP.
What's up with that?
Michigan continues to hold up the Big Ten private equity deal.
Thank you, Michigan.
We'll talk about that. And get ready this weekend. We're going to find out what that kickoff time is for Nebraska and Penn State. Get ready for pain, whatever it might be.
Why do you say that?
I'm just saying. It's just first of all, these 6-day windows are disgusting.
Gross.
Tell us what time the game is.
People have lives. Okay? They need to plan things.
And it's almost like in a week where there's not a whole lot that stands out on the schedule, it would almost be easier to select the times because less games are sort of meaningful in that way. Like, do we really care? Like, let me just pull it up real quick. So if you're looking at next week's schedule in the Big Ten Conference, God, I hate how ESPN does this.
Yeah.
USC Oregon is the primary game of the week. And you already know that can't be big noon.
Yes, correct.
You already know that cannot be big noon. So you're going to put that at 2:30 CBS or 6:30 NBC. I would say that is probably likely, the latter of those choices. All the other games don't really matter unless the favorite loses, unless the underdog wins. And so you would think that it would actually be easier for the conference to create a schedule based on brands and who's going to watch the game in advance, knowing that you don't have a lot on the super on the line, or at least obviously on the line for next week. But no, we go into 6-day windows for literally everybody, and nobody is going to like it.
Because you're too scared to make a decision and say who's good and who's not.
And Nebraska has a short week, of course, coming back the next week. That's 2 times this year where they have a trip to the coast, return, only to play a short week. That last time was a road game against Minnesota. This time it'll be a home game on Black Friday.
And look what happened in the Minnesota game.
It was a disaster, Josh.
People forget.
It was a disaster. And so, yeah, we have plenty to talk about today on the show. We are pleased that you are with us. Pleased that you are with us. Comment on the striped shirt or whatever it may be today, whether you're watching with us on YouTube or beyond. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Don't forget, Bryan Munson will join us at the top of the hour. When did he come on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone?
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
All right, welcome in and back. Happy Friday. Black Cat writes in.
Hi, Black Cat.
What happened in the Minnesota game? 0 touchdown wows.
Oh, no.
That is right. 0. No touchdown wows in that game. If they score 0 touchdown wows against Iowa, well, they still could win. I don't know. I would if you told me that Nebraska, like if you gave me the information before the game started, Nebraska is going to score 0 touchdowns today, I wouldn't love their chances to win, but it would be a non-zero. It'd be a non-zero chance that they'd still be able to win that game. I think.
Yeah.
Does anybody check the weather for Black Friday yet?
No, I haven't.
Extended weather forecast. Lincoln.
Omaha weather.
Lincoln, Nebraska. All right. AccuWeather, is that our weather site of choice around here?
If you're not going to go to Channel 7, our beautiful television partner.
Of course. They wouldn't have the Lincoln weather anyway. Friday, November 28th. We are looking at, right now, things can change. It is the Midwest after all. 45 and, quote, plenty of sunshine.
Oh.
So that could either mean one or two things. Either it's going to be 32, dark, gray, cloudy, and windy, or 62 and extremely sunny and pleasant. We don't know which one it will be yet, but I can pretty much guarantee you it won't be 45.
I was going to say,
it never is.
With...
It's the most bland. It's the most bland temperature for November 28th that you could possibly get. Right? It's just the stand. I think that's how they do it 2 weeks in advance. They're like, let's just do the averages.
Look, people are going to be wanting this info. Let's put we got to have a number.
We'll put something on it, and that number is just the averages of what it has been.
Sure.
Over time. All right. Like I said, Bryan Munson coming up here in just a couple minutes. Plenty to talk about today. Cal Raleigh did not win MVP last night. Let's just spend a couple minutes on this. Okay. I know it's baseball to start off the show on a Friday, but has anybody heard my baseball prediction for next year? If you're listening to the crossover, you did. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to win the MVP next year. It's time. Why? Why is it time? Just because it is. It is just time. He's been circling around it for a couple of years. He finished 4th this year. He's going to win the MVP next year. The Royals are going to make the playoffs. He's going to drive in 100 runs, hit 30 dongs, steal 40 bags, and he's going to win the MVP next year. But let's go back to this year. So 17-13 was the final count. They split the votes between, 30 people voted on this and had their ballots, and every single one of the first or second place votes either went to Judge or Cal Raleigh. Judge is your American League MVP for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. So I was reading on The Athletic this morning, and they talked to voters and sort of explained why they voted for Judge or why they voted for Raleigh. And the sentiment, the overarching sentiment that I found from those people, and it was just a small sample size, it was 5 of the voters. Most of the sentiment that I've seen from those people is that there really was no right or wrong answer. You could choose either. Judge won 17-13 first place votes. All of the 30 voters, like I said, voted for Judge or Raleigh first or second. So there was a consensus with those two. So I am operating off of the assumption that it basically came down to a tie.
Ooh.
I mean, it wasn't literally a tie. We were 2 votes away from it literally being a tie. But it was I'm down to these 2, and let's draw one out of a hat. And they're both great picks. Judge is a great pick.
Black Cat says, deciding factor, I live in the Eastern time zone, so Judge wins.
So that's part of it. I think that I think the East Coast bias definitely still exists, and that's where the spray of the voters are for the majority located.
We laugh at that, but that's a real thing when a lot of the Mariners games start at 10 o'clock East Coast time. That's a real thing.
Here is my case. I would say if you're in that situation where it is a tie of sorts, and there really isn't a right or wrong answer, I would want to give it to the guy who, hit 60 home runs. 60 is sort of it's a grand number.
Mm-hmm.
60 home runs, hit 60 home runs as a catcher.
Most ever.
Hit 60 home runs as a switch hitting catcher.
Most ever.
He broke Salvador Perez's 48 home runs as a catcher, in July. Yeah. He was tanking those things. So he was already having one of the best catcher seasons of all time, and did so for a team that made the postseason, went deep into the postseason, Game 7 of the ALCS, plays that premium position really well. He's not just a hitter who plays catcher. Right? I don't even know that exists, but maybe it exists with Salvador Perez. But he plays the position really well, so he's a plus defender. And I think most importantly in these last 2 points, hasn't already won 2 out of the last 3 years. Is that good reasoning? Probably not, because you try to look at it in a vacuum. Sure. Who had the best season, but hasn't won in 2 out of the last 3 seasons. Like you said, maybe this is Raleigh's one of his last chances to win it, or his only chance to win it, whatever it might be. So there's that piece of it. And then played in multiple epic, memorable postseason games, and nobody really pitched to him. He was the most important player on a championship caliber team. The Yankees, I don't believe, were a championship caliber team this year. They got eliminated only one round sooner. But that would be my case for him. And we're splitting hairs here, but as we already said, it was basically a tie.
Cal Raleigh won the home run derby this year. He was sort of
okay.
At every major quarter poll of the MLB season, we were talking about Cal Raleigh.
I think that matters.
Yeah.
Everything is like it doesn't come down to narratives. Maybe I just don't. I don't know how Cal Raleigh didn't win the narrative MVP either. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
And maybe he did, and that made it closer than it
would have been.
Yeah.
I was operating through the last 2 months of the season that he was the MVP.
I thought so. I thought the postseason kind of. I don't know when the votes are due.
But if you're like if you're going against him, you would say, well, he hit 247, and he was. But he led the league in home runs and RBIs as a catcher. Okay. He had a spectacular season. I believe that should be rewarded with an MVP trophy given. I mean, he played 159 games this year.
As a catcher.
159 games, ladies and gentlemen. So looking at the vote count, it was, like I said, 17-13 between those two. Jose Ramirez with a clear third place. Bobby Witt Jr. with a clear fourth place. And then you start to get some other guys that get mixed in there. Tarek Skubal, Julio Rodriguez, George Springer, and then you go all the way down the list. I'm always interested in the rando guys that happen to get MVP votes that could always say, I finished 14th in the MVP this year.
Where did it go? Buster Olney just tweeted about his love for down the line balloting.
It's great. Michael Garcia got 3 ninth place votes and a 10th place vote. He can always say that he finished 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th in the 2025 AL MVP award race. Will he have that type of career? I don't know. Probably not.
Nick Kurtz got a 4th place vote.
That's
and
right.
Wasn't on 19 ballots.
That's right.
Pete Alonso got a 3rd place vote. Wasn't on 20 ballots.
And in the National League, as you just mentioned there, Pete Alonso got a 3rd place vote and only got just a few others.
You can do a lot of weird things when Shohei Ohtani wins unanimously.
Nailed it.
The rest of your ballot doesn't matter. Just name someone.
You can put whoever you'd like. If there's an obvious candidate at the top, which there was in the NL, unanimously Shohei Ohtani wins the National League MVP. And given what we just saw in the postseason and in the season overall, it's tough to argue.
We do have comment from resident Mariners fan Stibbs.
Oh, good.
I released my frustrations for this one the old-fashioned way, loudly and obnoxiously in a public establishment. He also adds in the YouTube chat, Goms forever.
That's probably what Stibbs sounded like. Hey, George, wow! Wow! Or was it more like,
oh no! Disaster!
Probably a little bit more of that.
Aaron Judge winning the AL MVP caused Stibbs to rise from his seat in anger.
All right.
That's what they say.
All right, that's it. That's it for baseball talk. But Bobby Witt Jr. is winning next year. I say that today in my striped shirt.
Very quickly, Ronald Acuna Jr., comeback player of the year.
Did that happen?
It did happen.
Congratulations to Ronald. Mm-hmm. Ronnie,
we call him Ronnie in our house.
All right, we're back after this with Bryan Munson on 1620 The Zone.
Bryan Munson.
Hey, long call. Comfy left zoom buster. 63 bang. Z Maui. Alert. Paradise Z Burger Y Wrap on one.
Husker Online on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. It's Friday, so it's time to have our weekly chat with Bryan Munson from HuskerOnline.com. Munson, hello. Happy Friday. How are you?
I'm doing fine, buddy. You know, we've talked about bagels. We've talked about Yachty Rock, right? Went last night to see Pat Benatar and Bryan Adams in concert.
Whoa.
And it was fabulous.
Oh.
It was one of the better concerts, like absolute, just like fun, enjoyable concerts like I've been to recently. Really, really good time.
It's funny because you will see, older bands who are like out of their or acts that are out of their sort of heyday. But I oftentimes think either A, like they still got it, or B, maybe if they've not still got it, it's still rocked. The music from that era seems to be, kind of timeless in a way.
It's very timeless. I mean, Pat Benatar is 72. And like, I think Bryan Adams is 66, if I remember correctly from looking up on Wiki last night. So he looks and sounds amazing. Like, and just some of the things they did was just incredible last night. But yeah, like, it's just another little thing that talk about this week besides Nebraska football and recruiting. So yeah, it was a great show last night.
I cannot wait to see where this goes. So we need to make a checklist. We have bagels, we have yacht rock, and then how older music seems to be timeless. I cannot wait to see what we have coming up next. But
top 80s movies next week, maybe. That's maybe a good one.
Okay, that one we'll have to include Josh in that conversation because that's right up his alley for sure. All right, it's a bye week, and this tends to be a time where you get to learn some things about Nebraska's recruiting operation, where they're looking, where they're putting emphases on. Have we learned anything this week with the coaches out? And obviously it'll continue to happen tonight and this weekend.
Well, I think the interesting things that we saw this week was we saw a portal offer to the Oklahoma State cornerback, right? So they're using the portal where the Oklahoma State quarterback, head coach was fired. So obviously it's a little bit different situation than them. They don't have to wait till January. They can kind of go ahead and jump into it now. So Nebraska has made a portal offer to a portal Oklahoma State cornerback, which is pretty big news. Then I think all of a sudden you're seeing some junior college movement. Earlier in the week, Nebraska offered a big defensive lineman out there in California. And also then last night they offered a linebacker, like might be like a jack kind of linebacker more. And I think the way that I talked to some people about this because it's really interesting how these junior college guys are like all of a sudden becoming very popular. I think it's just because like the market that's out there, like where you had like the Florida Gator guys and, they're, Napier's gone, but they're kind of holding the line when it comes to their class. Other guys are kind of holding the line. Some guys are flipping in onesie twosie. You saw the big defensive lineman from Duke, Duke commitment flipping. Now he's going to, got an offer from Nebraska today. Going to go check out Oklahoma first. I think that the junior college ranks is kind of being looked at like as like a cheap portal kind of fix. I think that schools are chasing the prototypical size, and I think the prototypical speed, and I think that they're hoping then they can bring them in like on a dime and get some development in there and hopefully get something out of it. Because a lot of these guys that we're talking about, they weren't P4 guys. They were really G5 guys. They were not getting Big Ten offers, and all of a sudden they're getting these P4 offers, and it's really kind of an interesting story to kind of watch. But Nebraska, Matt Rule has been, he'll be in Georgia. He's checking out Nayland Scott. He's going to check out Larry Miles. Larry Miles has got a teammate, a 2027 defensive end edge linebacker, Frederick Ards that Nebraska's also offered that they'll be out there to see. I think that this period will be used to kind of check in on all the 2026s. There's no more in-home visits in December, so this kind of makes sense for them to get back out there and check in on those guys again and kind of make sure everything's good and talk about stuff. So, and then I think that there will be maybe one or two, kind of names that pop up after this weekend where we're maybe talking about an official visitor maybe or two, like on Iowa weekend. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping for right now, because it seems very clearly to me they are looking for a wide receiver. They are looking for somebody in the secondary. I don't know if it's kind of changed and morphed between safety to corner. And then I think they're looking defensive line. I think they're looking at jack linebacker, which I think then points the finger at, like, with Willis McGahee redshirting, the possibility is, that he's probably told them he plans to or intends to go into the portal. So that would be a pretty good indication to me, at least. So those are the things I kind of been watching this week.
The JUCO angle is super interesting.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how they sort of, like, I assume they kind of just look at what they have, what they expect to return, and then slot it out from a money perspective from there. And I imagine they're thinking, okay, well, we're going to go probably try and attack in the portal and get a guy that we can, afford to pay a lot of money to. But also, if you could get this added depth on the cheap, I suppose, I guess that's the way we're talking about it now, on the cheap, then that's a good opportunity. And it's probably a good thing for junior colleges as well. Is that how you sort of look at it, and where Nebraska's at right now with sort of trying to build that defensive line again?
I think that they did that a little bit in January, right? Like, they went out and I think they got some dudes, they got some bodies, but they weren't like, some heavy hitters. Like, they went and developed, they got some guys I think they felt like they could develop, some guys that had some promise, that had some talent. I think that this is kind of similar to that. I think you're talking about, you're talking about some guys that have seen some different type of competition beyond high school, maybe not SEC, maybe not, the American or anything like that, but seen junior college football. And now they've got this ideal size. They've got this ideal speed. They have this athleticism. They have some film to kind of back it up, like Taylor Schaefer, the linebacker from Iowa. And I think then you start to see that guy and you go, okay, I have been thinking here that I have to sit back on my thumbs, wait for the portal to open up and go get a linebacker, but then I put on this film of this junior college guy, and he's really kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this prototypical size, an athlete, and guy that can kind of play this position as rangy and whatever. And you see that and go, I don't think I could beat that in the portal. And then I think then, you're kind of just changing the swim lane from portal January, where I think competition is like through the roof for some of those guys, and coming back to maybe a lane that's a little bit less contested, because you're talking about now a Nebraska offer going in and throwing down on somebody that's been just getting the G5 interest to that point. And I think that that's a difference making kind of move. I mean, immediately after Taylor Schaefer picked up the offer from Nebraska State, one of the coaches at his college basically put future black shirt, like one of those deals. It was just, it's a disruptive type of offer, is I guess what I'm trying to say, that when you see that P4 come in on top of the G5s, it's a disruptive type of offer. So I absolutely think that you'll see Taylor Schaefer in Lincoln for the visit or the game against Iowa on Black Friday. I think that this is going to move, I think, pretty quickly with him.
Where else are they checking in this weekend? Where do the priorities lie, whether it be in 26 or 27 or beyond?
Well, I think that's the interesting part there. I think, other than like knowing where Matt Rule was at, because we had a source kind of step up and tell us that he was going to, one guy said he's I'm going to see him, this week, it was nailing, and then Larry Miles confirmed as well. We're kind of still tracking the rest of them, because I think that you're going to see some connection back to, I would say, the Crowley, North Crowley, kind of situation with all the guys that just came up for the USC weekend. I would be very surprised to hear if Nebraska was going to not be part of a situation there, unless, and this is maybe the part here, you may have already used your day to the, going back to the way things were underneath some of the other old coaches that have since left, you may have actually already used your day to go out there and check those guys out. So I'm not 100% sure if they had been out there to like North Crowley and Crowley before, but like I've seen like Jerry Outhouse talking today about like how they're looking forward to getting another playoff run going over there at North Crowley. I think that this would be a big week for Nebraska to get out there to North Crowley, kind of check in on those guys because of, them all coming out to the USC game. Jerry Outhouse saying like, yeah, Nebraska might have made my top 10 before the USC game, but they're definitely in my top 10 now. I think hearing those kinds of words just deserves a follow-up. So I think I'm watching that. And I'd say I'd watched several of the other guys that have been in recently for like Northwestern and for USC. I imagine Nebraska be out to see those guys as well.
Hey, how do you think they approach? Well, you'd have to have a lot of questions answered before you really know the answer. But how do you think that they approach running back in the offseason? Obviously, it's like completely dependent on what Emmett Johnson's decision is. But like I don't know what it is right now. I'm sort of operating under the theory that he returns, although admittedly it's got to be close to 50-50 at this point. With or without him, how do they approach that spot? Is it more of a double down with the guys you have, or could Nebraska look to add there as they did last offseason, as they tried to?
And I'll give you my theory because I kind of put Emmett and Rex Burkhead kind of into the same bucket. I don't know what either one of them going into their senior year could have proved beyond where they're at currently. And for that reason, almost alone, I feel like EJ leaves Nebraska. Now, I think there's been some talk about whether or not he would sit out of the bowl game or whatever. I don't think that that's going to necessarily happen, but I guess it kind of depends on how things wrap up with him in Penn State and in Iowa. I mean, particularly against Iowa. If he has a week against Iowa, he could really be in the running for some hardware at the end of the season. And I think that that's obviously going to influence. And if he decides that he's going to look into it, and agent representation could then tell him, hey, this is not a smart move. It could end up costing you big time, in fact. But I'm kind of underneath the impression that I don't know if I'd look for Emmett to be there next year. That being said, I think that portal running back is a massive need. I like Jamal Rule. Don't get me wrong. I like Jamal Rule, but I also liked Jamarian Parker. I also like Connor Booth. We haven't seen either one of those two guys this year. I mean, Connor got in HCU and Connor got in against Akron, I believe. And I think we saw some things, and even catching a ball that people didn't know that he was capable of doing, which I thought was kind of crazy. But, Jamarian's been hurt all year. And I think that room really needs to be re-examined, like almost from like bottom up. Like, what are we trying to do? Who are the guys that like are going to be the ones that are really going to be in this room that are going to have an influence on like the guys going on the football field? Because you just heard it. I mean, there were only 3 guys that basically saw meaningful time this year. One of those guys saw the lion's share of all of it. They were definitely the bell cow. So, I mean, you're looking at like Mosey and, Mekhi Nelson. But like, it's like you're really looking at like, okay, you're bringing Rule in, but I think you've got to go get a portal guy now. And then you really got to, I think, line up and look at the other guys that are there currently and see which ones kind of fit into the picture. And then I think 2027, I think that's a 2 running back class. I think you have to do it again to go out there and get 2 running backs. So hopefully you're getting like an Amir Brown and Isaiah Rodgers and Xavier Balla, maybe to go along like with a Kylon Haney or somebody else like that. I think that you've got to almost do that. But if Emmett's gone,
you definitely go into the portal. If he's back, I wonder if they still do.
It's a great question because I think we all kind of still saw this drop off between when he was and wasn't on the field. And you're hoping that you can kind of get a guy to move into that equation and be a little bit more ready, come next year, but you're betting on the come. And maybe that's where I think like, Sharmar Brown would have made a ton of sense this year to kind of take some pressure off of EJ, take some pressure off of Dana, have some more continuity when EJ's not in the football game. To where the defenses aren't just looking for Emmett, and when he's not in there, changing up how they're going to go ahead and attack Nebraska's offense. So I think that would make some sense either way, but it's a definitive yes if EJ is gone. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. All right, Munson, well, get ready. It's almost portal season. I'm sure it's kind of starting already, to be honest.
It's kind of starting, but like our conversations through December aren't going to be like as meaningful like as if they were last year. Like I'm not going to interrupt you at Christmas dinner and tell you, hey, dude, they got a commitment. We'll talk about it on Friday. Like we're not going to have that kind of conversation in December, but January is going to be madness.
Yep.
Absolute madness.
No doubt about it. All right. Enjoy your weekend. Good to talk to you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Do the same, guys. We'll see you.
Bryan Munson from HuskerOnline.com. Kind of excited for portal season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We love the transaction.
I don't
America?
want the season to end, and I like when there's football games, but the portal season is sort of its own little thing.
You love
it's fun. Yeah, the transactional
we got
aspect.
one.
Yeah. And you get to you got to play the numbers game, and
everyone you get's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
Everyone who leaves is a bum.
Just think there's like 8 to 15 guys out there right now who are playing college football who you could be watching this Saturday, who will be Huskers next year.
Whoa.
And you don't even know it. It's sort of fun to think about. Look at this guy.
Absolutely.
I could see that guy wearing the scarlet and the cream.
He'd look good. That's the kind of guy they need.
That's the
You'll
kind of
shout
guy
at
they need.
your TV this weekend.
Yeah, sort of a fun game to play. Speaking of Emmett Johnson, the Heisman Trophy just did an update on the Heisman fan vote leaderboard. So,
a lot of follow-up questions.
Before you roll your eyes, Josh, the Heisman fan vote counts for one vote. There are hundreds and hundreds of Heisman ballots out there. This will count as one ballot in the Heisman Trophy race. And Emmett Johnson, where do we think he is in the Heisman fan vote right now?
This is just an online poll?
Correct.
Nebraskans do very well in online polls. I'm going to guess EJ is number 1.
He is number 2 at the moment, just a little behind Jacob Rodriguez, a linebacker at Texas Tech.
All right.
And then there's some common, more household names in there, like Haynes King and
too,
Marcel Reed,
Haynes King,
all those guys. So, I mean, if I usually am not like, hey, run to the poll, it's time to vote on this fan vote, but like, if he gets a first place vote, if he gets a first place vote, I mean, that guarantees that he's on the ballot and gets him quite a lot of points to boot. And then he'll probably show up on some people's top 10 or top 5, whenever they do it. Probably not so many top 5s, maybe a few top 10s. But if he gets a first place vote, his name's going to show up on there. And so you could have an impact.
On the telecast.com. They'll have to say.
And Emmett Johnson got one first place vote. But he is currently several percentage points behind Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker from Texas Tech. So I have no doubt that people will continue to do their work on Emmett Johnson for Heisman. There is an update for you all there, and an important one. It wouldn't be shocking if Nebraska won another fan vote, though, like you said.
That's what we do.
Like it says Haynes Hang, just like Josh just did.
That's
is that what people are saying?
That's what the Haynes Hive says.
Are you in the Haynes Hive?
I'm very much in the Haynes Hive.
You know what's going on?
That guy is a brick bleep house.
Oh, he's awesome.
Just
he is awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were like poking around, seeing what the talking points were.
Had a mid-season sandwich ticket on Haynes Kang. I thought,
yeah, I don't like your chance.
I saw the landscape like, there's no runaway.
So
maybe they just give it to the quarterback who's going to score 400,000 touchdowns.
When you vote in the Heisman fan vote, Josh, which I'm sure you will, who will you select?
I will probably go EJ.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah,
you better.
Wouldn't throw my vote away and vote for Haynes Kang.
Well, I mean, it's Either way, it's kind of throwing your vote away, but
we're doing something with EJ.
I'm trying to do something. Bryan Christopherson is coming up next on 1620 The Zone. But first, football season is in full swing, as you know, and however you'd like to get in on the action, you could do it on Underdog right now in Nebraska. This season, you can make team picks and player picks. Just download the app, sign up, and you'll get $100 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite team will win or your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Plus, with Underdog's ultra-fast payouts, you can get your profits in a snap. Download the app today and use promo code HAPPER1620 to score $100 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Player picks, team picks, all on Underdog. Crypto.com predictions powered by Underdog Predict. Trading derivatives involve risk and may not be appropriate for all. For more information, visit nadex.com/rules and underdogfantasy.com/rules. For Crypto.com predictions, the term pick refers to a product traded on CDNA. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing get terms _DFS_.html for details. Consider with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hey, Bryan. Bryan Christopherson.
I gotta take this. It's Hap.
Be right Bill Rooney drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Bryan Christopherson, Husker 24/7 on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Another bye week gone. Well, I mean, not really gone. The bye week really happens this weekend, but hey, we're talking about other stuff this week. Matt Rule's talking about how much money they have and all this other stuff. It's been less about football this week, but we're always talking football in our conversation with Bryan Christopherson of Husker 247. Joins us now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. BC, hello. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm going a little crazy. I lost a pair of eyeglasses that I just got like a month ago, and I'm at that point where I'm like checking the refrigerator and like my gas tank to see if I put them in there. It's getting a little.
What could I possibly have done with these glasses? Is it possible you left them in Los Angeles?
They're not. No, we. In fact, my wife and I, we've looked at the Ring camera to even spot like the places when I've had them on, and it's like we think it's within the house. It's coming from within the house. The glasses are there somewhere, and can't find them. So
the glasses are coming from inside the house.
Yeah, I was trying to make like a little murder mystery there, but yeah, there's something is not great with that. So that's what I've been trying to do for like the last hour and a half.
You could be like John Bishop and just buy glasses and then just never wear them ever, which I think he had this big thing. He got prescribed glasses last year, and then he wore them one day and we were like, that's weird. And he never wears them at all. Are you the type of guy like who needs them, or there's just a new pair on the front?
They're bifocals. It's true. Sad. I'm mid-40s, and I went there to get my checkup, and young lady's like, this happens to people your age. I was like, this is really rough. So these glasses are special for an aging person like me, and I felt good about them. You couldn't see the line in them to tell that they were bifocals. So I liked them a lot, and they're somewhere here, but I don't know. They're not in Los Angeles though. I returned with them on my face.
We should
ring footage.
We could get Matt McMaster on the case because he's an expert at losing stuff, and he usually finds it at the end of the day. So I don't know. Maybe if you needed outside help, you could consult young Matt.
All right. Yeah, he's still in his 20s, so he's still got like a higher percentage chance of finding stuff.
Right.
But he might be worth calling.
Here's another question for you, because I was thinking about this during the break. I think I'm on a streak this week of I don't think I've bought food this entire week. Like I've eaten all the meals either at my house or like a free meal or something like that. How often do you buy dinner for yourself or lunch for yourself, like a fast casual or a fast food situation?
It's not a good answer. At least once a day.
I mean, same. This is why I'm so impressed with myself this week, and I'm considering breaking the streak right now by ordering a sandwich. But I maybe I should just blow through Friday.
Yeah, I mean, this connects, not to bring it all back to the whole eyeglasses things, which you can tell is on my mind. But like I was at Panda Express on Wednesday, so I was tracking my steps there, and like basically fast food and eating places have been a big part of the detective work and what I'm doing right now. So sadly every day I've been somewhere eating, so I've had to consider all those places too. So every day I eat somewhere that I shouldn't eat.
Same except for this week for some reason. And so I don't know, I got a decision on my hands in the next several minutes. All right, good luck with the case of the eyeglasses, the case of the missing bifocals by Bryan Christopherson, and we look forward to the updates. Football-wise, I was thinking about this. So Nebraska they got 2 games left. They're both, when you think about it, I mean, they're both pretty big games, and I know we do this around here a lot, like which game is bigger, and the answer is, well, they're all big. Does it feel like that Iowa game this year, given what Iowa is, not to skip ahead over Penn State, given what Iowa is, and Nebraska is, potentially going to walk into that game with as many as 8 wins. Does this feel like we are leading toward maybe the biggest Iowa game in a while? Like I said, not to skip ahead, but it crossed my mind today.
I mean, the potential for both, I'm trying to think back, but the potential for both sides to actually be loaded up with like, an 8-3 type record, although Iowa's got a tough one with USC. It's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back after last week. But I think, your point makes sense to me, just because it feels like, Nebraska's in many of these years recently, unfortunately, been in that, 5-win, 6-win category going into that game. And there's an opportunity to be at 8 this time. I think that the game at Penn State is going to be tough next week. I'm not overlooking that one at all. If they decide to show up and play, they've got plenty of talent. But you're right. Like this game, I think, could be a collision a little bit more of teams that have a chance both to perhaps play in like a January 1st, December 31st type bowl. And so that's, I guess, where it's raised up a level from what it has been.
Yeah, I think we're headed that way. That conversation hasn't really started yet, but it's certainly headed in that direction. How have you enjoyed the Emmett Johnson for Heisman campaign? Like, first launching, and then I think maybe getting, slightly off the ground this week as Nebraska goes in their bye, and 2 more opportunities for him to make an impression on people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to honestly to show your players and even recruits that you are going to go all out for them when they're putting a season together like this. I think that's maybe the biggest thing of all. Now, is it realistic that he can get to New York City at this point? I think it's a long shot, if we're honest with ourselves, because, and Rule hit on this Monday, it's so, college football is so like baked into the preseason still, and like who's on the list and like who has the 50-yard head start on the rest of the field. And then there is sometimes examples, and people right now driving in their car could point them out and say, hey, yeah, but there's these cases where guys we weren't talking about in August have won the Heisman before. But I think if you thought about all those situations, there was probably like national steam, or you were seeing them as like game day type feature stories, like in early October. Like there was at least the build up from the end of September till the Heisman ceremony for them to really have name recognition with all the voters and stuff. And so that's what I worry about from Emmett's standpoint, is probably the name recognition fight. As Rule said Monday, if he comes back next year, that's different. Like he's one of those guys who starts off the preseason on a lot of those lists. That said, I think the Doak Walker and some of those, whatever awards are about a running back, it seems to me like it's him and maybe Jeremiah Love when you get down to it. And even if you look at the recent Maxwell Award list that had 13 semifinalists nationally, there were only 2 running backs on there, and it was Love and Emmett. And so Jeremiah Love's probably got that name recognition advantage that favors him. Some stats are better for Emmett, some are better for Love. I thought it was a worthwhile thing that he did it in the way you should. He saying Love's a great player, but Rule pointed out like Emmett has accounted for 37% of the offense, and I think Love's at like 29, which is still really good. But it just shows you like if you're voting on this, it's not just all about specific numbers that you pull up on like ESPN.com, but how much value does that guy have to his team? What would they be without him? And I think Emmett probably has as much value as about anybody in the country to his team when you get down to it.
Now Emmett is one of those big decisions that's coming in the offseason. You did a good breakdown on Husker 247 over the last couple of days with the snap counts and how many guys are playing, how many young guys specifically are playing. You mentioned that on the defensive side. Looking at that and how they've sort of set it up from a personnel standpoint this year, is there a case to be made that this offseason, you don't know what's gonna happen in the transfer portal, who's gonna go in and who you might have a chance to get. So that all still notwithstanding, but is there a case to be made that this is you're heading into an off season where you can kind of just take the guys you have and double down and run it back, that type of thing in general? Or how do you view it from a broad perspective as we head toward the off season?
In some cases you can. Like the defensive snap counts, if the top 25 guys this year, most snaps, 18 of them would be eligible to return.
Wow.
So you could, and I think like 3 of the top 7 or 8 are freshmen. You're talking about your Rex Guthrie's, the Williams Winery types. And so I thought it was important that Rule talked about how he likes their positioning, not just in the fact that they can go attack, after some portal additions, which they will need at certain spots, like on the O-line, for example. You're going to lose 3 or 4 veterans, and those are right now, as this season is ending, 3 starters are gone, Latovsky, and we'll see. But a good example to your question actually on the O-line is like Pritchett. He's a guy, like maybe, when he first got here, I don't know what everybody's thinking, but sometimes there's this thought like, oh, he's either going to like just really ascend and be like an NFL guy in a year where he gets drafted, or it won't go as well. But either way, it's going to be 1 year at Nebraska. Well, that doesn't have to be the case. No. Like that's a guy who's been developing. And if they have the pot of money and feel like they're in a good shape to retain, which is more or less what Rule was saying Monday, like we won't have to make some of the hard decisions maybe we had to in the past. A guy like Pritchett and just retaining him could be as big as any additions, right? So especially the way he's been tracking lately. So that's what's interesting to me is I do think they are in a spot, to your question, where they can bring a lot of guys back and actually try to be a development program and really, like you say, double down on that in an era where we don't think of college football as a development game, like at a certain program anymore. We think of guys like bouncing all around, but Nebraska, in a way, like there is that opportunity to kind of be different than the field in that way, I think, and maybe return more guys and not just be so portal reliant. Obviously, they got to make some portal moves, though. I'm not saying that. There's going to have to be some big swings and some big hits there, too.
BC, are you headed up to Sioux Falls this weekend to watch the basketball?
Yeah, it's my first time actually going to that arena, so I'm pretty excited about it because it's never worked out with, like, football is always kind of intercepted when Nebraska plays in that game for me. So I'm really interested to see just this particular squad. I like parts of it, how it started. I think they've played better on the defensive end than some have suspected. They're going to have to pack that with them in the suitcase for this game. And ideally, they shoot it like they did last Saturday and not like they did Tuesday when they were cold. But they're capable of getting hot at any given time. It's when they're a little off and like they're having a game like they had Tuesday, sort of how they respond to that's going to be really interesting to me. And if this team has what it takes to sort of overcome those nights when you're not hitting 50% behind the arc.
Becoming Nebraska's second home. So it's a big one for them to kind of test their mettle against another high major team this weekend in Oklahoma. All right, BC, enjoy the trip, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
Bryan Christopherson, Husker 247, hope he finds his bifocals. That's not a joke. He said that.
I really kind of got invested in that story and was hoping it ended with,
I look forward to a tweet.
And then we found them.
I look forward to a tweet at hopefully some point. It's like, I just found my bifocals.
They were in the couch cushions.
Hiding in plain sight is certainly an option here, but if it's been multiple days, which it has been, I don't know if it's an option anymore.
Yeah.
You would have probably seen him, run into him by this point.
There's a 5-minute period yesterday.
He left it at Panda Express.
I lost the remote yesterday. It was a very frantic 5 minutes.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Good thing the remotes don't matter anymore because you don't have any channels to watch.
That's right. But I still pay for the service, which is weird.
How would you watch the episodes of Pluribus? I watched the newest episode of Pluribus last night.
We're going to watch that during winter break.
Wow. Setting it aside. I think you got to put it on the front burner, Josh.
Well, we don't have Apple every month.
This is a show that is going to be, I think, it's going to be in the public talking space.
Yeah.
Right. People are
Okay.
going to want to talk about this.
Okay.
And I just don't want you to miss out on any of those.
Oh,
conversations.
and like we're in the moratorium right now where everybody's being polite to each other and not talking about it. Okay. Okay.
Yes. The other one that was just mentioned in the chat that I'm watching right now is the Chair Company.
I need to either watch
I'm
that.
watching with all this non-ESPN. I'm watching TV.
Watching more TV than ever.
Yeah.
I'm right at about the point where I'm sick of people telling me to watch the Chair Company. So I either need to watch it and get on board, or
I will not tell you to watch the Chair Company.
Really go off.
I will tell you that
on y'all.
It's hard for me without really knowing people to tell them to watch the Chair Company because it's for a very specific
Some
set
of you
people.
think that man is the funniest human
All right,
who has
you hate
ever
him.
walked the earth.
All right.
He's fine.
So you're not going to like it.
He's fine.
You wouldn't like it. I wouldn't tell you to watch it.
He's fine.
You don't think he's funny?
I watched the preview and what
did you like? I think you should leave
parts of it.
It's the same show.
Okay.
Just with a story.
Uh-huh.
Instead of skits.
Can I try it?
You could try it.
Okay.
You could try it. You might like it.
I want to be in with the cool kids.
I don't think you'll like it. All right. We'll be back. Josh has the odd news when we return on 1620 The Zone.
Upon further review, the host point is good. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
I just got an email, Josh. Can you confirm this?
Yes, you did get an email.
Can you confirm what George is saying? So,
hello, George.
Texas George, formerly of Ogallala, writes in. Hi, Connor. I'm a regular listener to your podcast. Hopefully he's a listener of the show, too. I want to refer you to a famous scene in It's a Wonderful Life. Late in the movie, there's a scene where he's running down Main Street in Bedford Falls at Christmas time, yelling Merry Christmas to everyone. And it sounds exactly like Gus Johnson's voice on that wild play call. What's he talking about? I'm sure there's a YouTube clip of the movie somewhere. Thanks. I don't need YouTube. I have Josh. Can you confirm this?
I can't confirm what it sounds like, but yeah,
okay.
At the end of It's a Wonderful Life, he runs down the street. He's thankful to be alive. And he's like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
I'll watch a video during the break, George. See what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the odd news eats first.
We stay in the realm of podcasts. Did you know the Carr brothers have a podcast?
The Carr brothers?
Yeah, it's a car podcast.
Oh, Carr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Derek and David.
Okay. No, I did not.
It's called Homegrown with David and Derek Carr.
Okay.
That's a terrible name. You should
Homegrown with David and Derek Carr ?
Yeah. Well, this week's episode 11, is titled Carspiracies, and they both get into the world of, hey, like what conspiracy theories do you believe in? What could go wrong, right? Well, one of the Carr brothers, I can never tell them apart.
Derek is the younger one.
Derek,
and the one with eyeliner.
Yeah, eyeliner. That's the one. That's the most helpful thing. Yep. Thank you. I don't think he's done it yet. I would think he would want to see how long that dog lives, but I think Tom Brady wants to clone himself.
Okay, that's a good take.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that. That doesn't mean I'm going to listen to the podcast in any way, shape, or form, but no. I agree with what Derek just said.
After news about Brady cloning his dog, if you missed it, Tom Brady cloned his dog. I believe that information came out last week sometime. A satirical social media post claimed the 7-time Super Bowl winner cloned himself 23 years ago. That sort of went viral, and it was a discussion point on the podcast. There has to be a precursor, a trial run, a guinea pig, which I feel the dog is, David said.
Yeah.
And to jump from dog to human with his scientists and his connections probably isn't that hard. The moral of the story here is we're not putting it past him. I'm not going to say he won't do it. Someone needs to ask him directly.
Yep. It's completely a take that I subscribe to. Not even cautiously. Mm-hmm. He's got great points. It's well thought out. And frankly, it's like, I'm kind of sad that I didn't think of that first, but yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Sometimes there's takes that are so good and so out there. You're like, man, I wish I was the one that said that.
All right. So we'll look forward to the next take from the Carr podcast. And if it's good, then I might consider giving it a listen.
Okay. We're going to go to story number 2, which, God, my internet does not like that story.
2.
Indiana, Tippecanoe County. Fun to say. Local elementary schools all over this great nation of ours are trying to crack down on children shouting 6-7 all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, the sheriff's office there in Tippecanoe County posted a video on their Facebook page. It's gotten a lot of views. The law called Ordinance 6-7 that they just announced, now illegal to say 6-7, and officers will be issuing tickets.
All right.
I don't think this is a real law, nor will they be issuing real tickets.
Yeah, like
I think it's a scare tactic.
Certainly. I mean, it's definitely annoying, and like I think the proper way to do this is what everybody else has been saying, which is just the old people start doing it, and they make really cringe millennial videos, and then that's it, and then it runs its course. And the kids eventually say, "Dad, that's old, and you're old," and then it's over.
That's what my 6-year-old told me this week.
Yeah, so
I feel like we're right there.
We're on the right path. I just keep going. We don't need to intervene any further. It's fine.
I mean, kids are always saying something stupid, right?
100%.
Like
throughout the history of time.
Yeah,
and they keep getting more stupid every time they happen too. So it's the next thing will be just as dumb.
And there's, it's taking over our sporting events. Every basketball game, there's you can feel the fever pitch as a team is approaching 67 points.
Yeah, there was a discussion in my headset the other night about what was going to happen when we get to 6-7, and my talkback doesn't work at PBA right now. But if it would, I was like Walter White in the car when Hank was about to get murdered by that Nazi. And the meme there, you sitting in the back seat, Hank no, that was me sitting at the table the other night as there was discussion about what happens when Nebraska women's basketball gets to 6-7, because if I would have been able to talk, I would have said, please don't do this. Please don't do this. The time has come and gone. We don't need to acknowledge it anymore. It's fine. And they didn't. Nebraska sat on 67 for a while, for the record.
And
they did.
Just know that, hey, we're on the downswing of this, but
just let it run.
At your family Thanksgiving, at your family Christmas, the least funny person in your family is going to say 6-7.
Yep.
Just bake that into the cake when you're getting ready to go.
Yeah, going to be a lot of videos of dads and grandpas and moms and grandmas talking about 6-7 during Thanksgiving. After that, it will be over.
I think so. Someone sent me a story earlier this week of a man who commandeered a bus, and he didn't do anything illegal with it. He just drove the bus, made the stops, and police, once they caught him, actually complimented him on his bus driving ability.
Damn, that's kind of my dream.
I'm going to do you one better, because Connor, I think this story is your dream. A co-pilot allegedly forged certificates to qualify himself for a captain position on a Lithuanian airline and helmed flights carrying hundreds of passengers throughout Europe.
Okay, now that's scary. That's very scary that could happen in theory. Horrifying, in fact. Driving a bus.
Oh no, you hit a fire hydrant. Oh no,
it could go bad.
Sure.
It could go bad, but
you're probably not going to die.
The depth at how bad it could go is not as deep as a plane would be. So that's kind of scary. And I would just like to make clear that I would never do this, because I am in no way capable of taking off, landing a commercial jet, by myself or anything like that. But this is a really good catch me if you can situation.
Yes.
It's a good catch me if you can situation.
Yeah. The faux flyer, whose identity was not disclosed, why? What are we protecting? Served as a captain for Lithuanian airline Avion Express for an unspecified period of time. He apparently lacked the qualifications and had only ever worked as a co-pilot.
Wait, so he already was employed by the airline?
Yes, and it seems like he got himself a promotion. So that's better, though.
Yeah, that's not as bad as it sounded.
It wasn't just a guy who I'm really good at Flight Simulator. I think I could do that.
Yeah, and I'm going to forge some docs.
Uh-huh.
It's still bad, but yeah. Once you lose the peace of mind as a passenger of our pilot knows how to fly the plane, then everything's pretty much out the window at that point. It's gone.
He apparently worked for several other low-cost airlines throughout Europe.
Okay. All right, points clear, guy. You can fly. All right.
We get it.
Unfortunately, I think he may have taken it a step too far. This may prevent his ability to get other jobs.
I would assume so, yes.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the odd news. The noon hour is coming up. We do not have a history lesson today.
Sad.
I was thinking about doing the history lesson of buys.
Oh.
Like how Nebraska is coming in and going out of a buy. But I decided against it because I thought it'd be boring. And too much time for the payout.
Yeah. Did anything notable happen on a buy in Nebraska history?
I haven't. No, like during a bye, I'm sure, but I'm talking about like records coming into and going out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we didn't do it. And
I think you probably made the right call.
How about that for a tease? That's not a topic we're doing next. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. But first, let's talk a little bit about Underdog Fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. Football is indeed in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska. Talk about player picks. So think about it for whether it be college football or professional football this weekend. Pick whether your favorite players or go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. You get those picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Heck, even college basketball. There are many local college basketball teams that are in action, whether it be today or tomorrow. That is on Underdog. So download the app today, select higher or lower, sign up using promo code Happer1620, and score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code Happer1620. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Consider with your play call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
He gives you the latest sports news, interviews, and life-changing commentary with a smile on his face. Because he wears those ticklish underpants.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All sorts of stuff going on right now at 1620thezone.com, including our half-off deal for Backlot Pizza and Kitchen at 204th and Q. So check that out. Half off, 1620thezone.com. Also, online-only contests of Steel Panther.
Oh, those are your guys.
Hello. Yes, they are. That's coming up on just a little under a month at the Whiskey Roadhouse at the Horseshoe for the Field the Steel 15th anniversary tour. And this is new. Rascal Flatts is kicking off the new year in Omaha.
Hello.
At the Chai on Jan 24 with special guests Lauren Elena and Chris Lane on the Life is a Highway tour. Really? The Life is a Highway tours? How many Life is a I mean, they would have had to have done a Life is a Highway tour, right?
I would assume this is not the first one, yes.
Yeah. All right. But Life is a Highway. They're right about that.
I'm going to
ride
ride
a great
it
song.
all night long.
Now, if you're a child, you probably think, I know that song from Cars.
Yeah.
If you're not a child, you probably think, what are you talking about? That song is kind of funny, but I am begrudgingly admitting that I like it.
Yeah.
I think most people begrudgingly
begrudgingly
are like slightly ashamed to say, I love Life. I like the song Life is a Highway.
Nick.
But I'm not ashamed of anything, so I will say it. I like Life is a Highway. I rock out to Life is a Highway.
I'll bet it's one of Nick's favorite songs.
I bet it is too, because he's one of the Cars is a Life style type of guys. Same thing with young Matt, which is so funny because he loses his keys all the time.
You would think if life was your highway, you would be
Have
prepared
keys.
to ride it.
I told him he came back and he lost his keys this morning. He left his keys in here after the show. He came back.
Yeah, I don't think he lost. I think he just left them here.
He came back in after the first segment, and I was like, "Oh, what'd we lose? What'd we leave today?" And he was like, he dangled his keys, and I was like, "Hey, do you bring a backpack to work?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Do you ever consider like putting everything in there when you get here? Like empty out your pockets?" Because his thing is he doesn't want to have stuff in his pockets, which I totally understand.
Totally.
All right, cool. Like, what if you just like put everything in your backpack?
Mm-hmm.
That way, when you left, you wouldn't forget your backpack and everything would be in there and you wouldn't leave it in the place. Thus, you wouldn't get made fun of by us as much. And he's like, "Yep, I do that. I try." And I'm like, well, if we can't get past that, then I don't know. I just might not be able to help you. Do you ever think he's sandbagging? Do you ever think sometimes like he's leaving stuff on purpose to get talked about?
I hadn't
he reacts
thought of that.
the same way every time. He reacts the same way every time. He's like, yeah, I know. You're gonna make fun of me for kind of one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's happened so much that it almost feels performative, but I believe him. But I think there's a chance, or maybe he likes it a little bit. I don't know. There's something in there that we could explore and potentially investigate.
Like he's trying to create content.
Yeah.
By just leaving them there.
Either that or he likes the camaraderie that comes out of us making fun of him.
Uh-huh.
Like that's an event that's happened in his life. Because like could he really lose his things that much?
Okay. I had never thought of this before.
Okay.
This is a little like, is Tom Brady planning to clone himself? Boy, what you're espousing right now, Connor, seems very plausible.
It could be true.
Uh-huh.
It could be true. And at the same time, like, to his credit, like, he is just the type of guy who leaves stuff everywhere.
Uh-huh.
But maybe just steering into it just a smidge.
Like he's turning it up to 11.
Just a smidge.
Yeah. Boy. Okay, I'm going to start looking at it through that prism from now on.
Yeah, just keep it in the back of your mind.
Huh.
Keep it in the back of your mind.
Okay.
And if it gets to the point where I feel like it needs to be called out, I'll call him out on it to his face. But he's probably listening right now.
He probably is.
And so if I don't get a text from him, I will assume that I am right about everything. Plaquette says he's going to hate this theory, or it will add to the bit, or both. Yeah, I think he would probably say, no, it's not. It's not a bit.
Or
it's not a bit.
Yes, it's been a bit the whole time. I'm not.
No, he would never. I don't think he would say that. He would admit it if it was a bit, if I caught him. Sal says on YouTube,
hi Sal.
Happer, your equivalent is when you started was your meat slicer. Did I get my meat slicer when I was here?
Yes, you got it for Christmas.
Like I got it for Christmas after my first year here, or was it before my first year here? Because that
it would have had to been at the end of your first year. Right?
Okay. Well, I don't know. I actually don't know for sure but if I got it before I started here, that renders that theory useless. Right? Because then I would, I'm not playing in anybody's hands at that point. I'm like, I just literally said I wanted a meat slicer, and then
I think it was at the end of your first year,
and I wasn't trying to have people say things about it.
You would have brought it in if it was a big bit.
And there are already things that happened. Like I left my trunk open, 2 of the first 4 days I was here, and there was emails about it, and I had to take responsibility for it. So I got indoctrinated that way.
All the hair was removed from your face.
Yeah, oh, that was a bad one. I did not do that for the
it was like your second week here, and there was a snafu, and you had to lose it all.
Yeah. Oh, Alyssa says it was when you were here because Cold Cuts Hot Takes, the Josh graphic.
That's right, Cold Cuts Hot Takes.
That's probably our first graphic.
One of them.
No, it's Egg Roll King. I don't even know if Egg Roll King is still in there anymore.
Oh, it probably is. It's a bye week. We could play Egg Roll Kingdom.
No, we can't play it, can we? Sure. I mean, it's
I don't know if it's there.
Do you think it was purged in another great purge of all of our next gen thing? Wow. 37 seconds. You guys got 37 seconds to spare?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. No. Wow. There was some interesting takes in there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you really claim that a Reuben is not a top 5 sandwich? And do you believe that?
That's right.
Really? Why have we never discussed this before?
Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube audience. I hit the wrong button. You should have been able to hear that. You've heard it before, though.
Oh.
It's one of our oldest bits.
Well, during that cut there, Josh talked about how Reubens are not a top 5 sandwich, and now I'm bothered.
Not a top 5
Do you
sandwich.
really believe that?
Yes. Do I believe something with Russian dressing and sauerkraut or Thousand Island dressing and sauerkraut?
Oh, here you go.
Top 5 sandwich?
No. Russian dressing and sauerkraut. It's about all of it together, Josh. You're not grading on the ingredients. You're grading on the sandwich as a whole.
Nah.
Would you say something with pickles is allowed to be cool and fun? You wouldn't probably. You'd be like, it has pickles on it. Classic pickles. You know what has pickles on it?
I like pickles, but there's an over pickleification going on here in America.
We have over picklified.
Yeah.
We've over picklified.
How you feel about buffalo chicken is how I feel about pickles. I don't need them in my slushies at Sonic.
Well,
thank you very much.
Are there pickles on Cubans?
Yes.
You saying you don't like Cubans because of pickles?
Love a Cuban. Yeah. Cuban is a top 5 sandwich.
Well, it has pickles on it, Josh.
I like Cuban. I like pickles.
Could you imagine the pickles on a great sandwich like that? That's like what you're saying with the Reuben and the Russian dressing.
No.
And the sauerkraut. It is. Mike says top 5 sandwiches go.
Turkey Club, Cuban.
I mean, Turkey Club's fine. Turkey Club's a good sandwich. But
Grilled cheese.
I mean, come on. Oh my God. How old are you?
6.
What is going on? Okay. All right, I didn't realize that would turn into that.
The Meat Mountain at Arby's. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah, what's on that?
Everything. Everything they got.
John says, who the hell thinks a crap sandwich like the Reuben is a top 5 sandwich?
Interesting.
I mean, I believe you lose your Omaha card for saying something like that, Josh.
I'm the mayor of this town, okay?
No,
I've got my
not.
Omaha.
I didn't see you at the library last night.
That's right. I'm a mayoral vote getter.
You're not the mayor.
I'm not the mayor.
Only the mayor gets to go to the library.
That's right. Yeah. That thing, it's not opening until April. Why are you touring and having a party?
Well, it's good to see and good to imagine.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you get some other people's opinions.
Oh, we have not asked, is the Reuben a top 5 sandwich ever?
Do like, what was the other thing that we just said about Reubens? I have to sign this?
Is there an over pickleification in America?
Oh, I have to, because I forgot to leave a gratuity.
Oh, forgot.
All right. What do you think?
$11.
For a tip?
These times are tough, Connor.
All right, so $32.70. So what are we doing here? Like what? $5? $8? 6 is 20%.
6 is 20.
All right, so let's go 6.30. All right, so that gets us to $39. Bang bang, sign it up. Thank you, miss. Appreciate it.
You're good.
I should have left it on the app, and I didn't. We get sandwiches.
Yeah,
classic.
Not Reubens.
Nope, not Reubens. Not Reubens.
Interesting.
Not Reubens. And now, I was in a spot where I was publicly tipping, so I couldn't leave any less than 20.
That's right.
I was going to talk about lore here, Josh.
Lore. Connie Laurie.
So you could say that. You could say that. I saw, again, a Harrison Beck video last night.
Woof.
Every once in a while, there's a Harrison Beck video. And it wasn't like he didn't have any political takes or anything like that.
Okay, good.
He was throwing a football. He can sling it still.
He can.
He has a cannon. I mean, we have to at least give him that.
That dude is thick.
He is
sling it.
gigantic, but he has a cannon. There's no doubt about that. And so I thought about how the internet kind of knows, like how surprised would the internet be if they found out that guy actually played Division I football? Maybe a little bit surprised.
Definitely, given his current body type.
And then I thought, how surprised would the internet be if they found out that he played quarterback at Nebraska? Yes, briefly, momentarily, but he did play quarterback at Nebraska. He was a highly prized quarterback recruit coming out of high school. And then I thought, like, man, I spent too much time thinking about this last night. And then I thought about like all the things that happened in Nebraska football history that the internet would love, but like before Nebraska joined the Big Ten. That's lore, right? All these other Big Ten schools, they have lore, whether it be rivalries with schools in the Big Ten, long-standing trophy games, times in which, the coach popped off to the other coach, fights, whether it was stuff that happened on the football field or off the football field. With history comes stories, comes lore, right? And this is how time works, I believe, most of Nebraska's history has come pre-2011. And that was before Nebraska joined the Big Ten and anybody had to care about what Nebraska was doing if you were a member of the Big Ten. So since then, Nebraska has been a largely unidentifiable, but generally likable or affable, right? At least an affable program, non-combative member of the Big Ten Conference for the last 15 years. And I was thinking about how different that is from Nebraska's history, right? Nebraska historically as a program I think through the eyes of the national scene and people who are around, before this era, sort of like a maverick, like do your own thing, we care about football, right? With innovative in this, in all these different categories, whether it be their offense or strength and conditioning, and then later, like, tumultuous firing coaches for having too high of expectations, and then coaches getting into various trouble, like dumb hires, all these, like, but there was lore, right? Even after the winning. And since then, there really hasn't been. I mean, Nebraska has certainly made some questionable decisions. They've done some questionable things. But like I said, I think generally over the last 15 years, the points that I just made stand. It's kind of just it exists. It's there. There have been some moments, not enough. There have been some non-moments, but a generally static history in the Big Ten Conference. It's been to one Big Ten championship game. It has had, one time been ranked in the top 10 during their time, or I should say, just a few times ranked in the top 10 during their time in the conference. And so it doesn't have much. And like I said, that's not always the way it's been. That's not Nebraska as a program throughout its history. It's like Nebraska went into the next stage of their life, after they had sort of been a wild child, had a lot of questionable girlfriends, and, moved to 500 different places. And, you always looked at them because they updated their stuff on Facebook and they're like, what is that guy up to? Maybe they started like a tech startup or something like that, bombed out, failed, moved to somewhere overseas. Like, they had an exciting life, right? You're always like, whoa, what is that guy up to? That was prior to Nebraska joining the Big Ten. Now they went into the next stage of their life. They're settling down. They're having kids. They're moving to the suburbs. They're wearing button-down plaid shirts. It's bland. It did not used to be that way, Josh.
Sometimes,
and that's those are all the things that I thought of when I saw that Harrison Beck video last night.
Nebraska's traded in its Air Force Ones for a sensible pair of New Balances.
Yeah. And there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do about it other than continue to exist and win, and be more relevant on a national stage and make more noise as a program. Like, I think this is part of the thing that Rule is kind of talking about, where, like, look, we cannot be afraid of the optics and stuff like that. We have to be unashamed about the things that we are doing here and unashamed of ourselves. Why do we balk at at these cool things that we're trying to do? Why do we just because we need more money and we need to put it together at the universities at a budget shortfall, why are we balking at making this stadium, first of all, exist in a proper format, and second of all, like, updating it and upgrading it and innovating inside of that piece? Why are we balking at this?
We can't get a Blackstone, honey. We have the green egg already.
Right?
We can't have both.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you actually can. And so he's not just talking about spending money. It's also about the perception of Nebraska and Nebraska football. And they just, that has been kind of the feeling around here for a while. Ruffle any feathers. I always say this, but I think some of Nebraska's greatest, like, or most public, I guess, moments of the last decade plus since they've been in the Big Ten were those moments where everybody was mad at Scott Frost for wanting to play games. He was like, we'll play them. I don't care what they have to say. We're going to play them one way or the other during COVID. And Desmond Howard went on ESPN and he's like, I think they should kick their ass out of the Big Ten. And everybody was mad at Desmond Howard collectively. That was as unified as I remember it being around here. And as, like, centrally focused on moving forward, moving toward, like, a common goal. And I think, the varying degrees of the common goal, I think, would have probably change depending on who you ask. If you ask some people, it's like, hell yeah, well, I want to leave the Big Ten.
Many still do.
I'm out of here. I hate the Big Ten. I've always said that.
You have.
Yeah, I've always said that. And some of it is just, a matter of time. You can't, you don't have the history to really have this right now. Nebraska doesn't have the success or the history in the Big Ten to be a relevant program at the moment. But they're not. They don't appear to be feather rustlers anymore, Jimmy rustlers anymore. And I think that's kind of part of what Rule's talking about.
We were invited to the gated community. We don't necessarily belong, but you know what? The neighborhood's nice. We're not leaving.
Yeah. You don't have to give up. You don't have to give up your soul just because you're a happy, proud, standing member of the Big Ten Conference now.
I don't know if we should get the Roomba that mows your lawn 24/7, honey. What will the neighbors think? Who cares what the neighbors think? It looks nice.
What if the neighbors think we're rich? Well, maybe you are. Yeah. Maybe you want to show off that fact a little bit. And so that brings us to, it actually works perfectly into the Big Ten private equity deal.
Private equity?
Or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, private equity. Michigan is like, are we sure about this? So let's talk about that a little bit next. I want to get to a couple thoughts from you all here. First of all, on food, Aaron says,
higher.
Josh doesn't enjoy chili, which is an assortment of ingredients that are all great. We can kick him out, but he can't go south, and Canada is cold and like stews and soups. So I guess we just ignore his opinion today.
Ignore my very right opinion?
Everybody thinks they're right, Josh.
Well, I mean, I have a tweet here from Ethan that I'm pulling up.
Oh, Ethan is definitely right.
Ethan, Josh with 2 fantastic takes already today. Tim Robinson is massively overrated, as is the Reuben.
Jeremy says, when I said affable or laughable.
Whoa.
I said affable, and I meant it. Chris writes in, poll question, do plaid button-down shirts make you bland?
Oh, okay.
Little tricky.
Tom in Cincinnati.
What's up?
On the J-Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed.
I love Twitter.
A Reuben isn't even a top 20 sandwich.
Whoa. Whoa. Jed says, are you saying Nebraska is buying full-price rowbacks now? I think they should. I don't think they should be afraid to say we like full-price rowbacks. And then a text from the 402, I'm still mad at Desmond Howard, and I will never be able to stand him.
Yeah, that's a thing that ruined him forever in eyes of Husker fans.
And that's a good thing. That's lore, right?
Right.
Why do you hate Desmond Howard? Because Desmond Howard randomly went on ESPN and said that they should kick Nebraska out of the Big Ten for not falling in line with the rest of them. And look at Michigan now. Oh,
they're cheating ass.
It's perfect. We'll discuss that a little further when we return on 1620 The Zone. funny these conversations all round into one. Just brought up Nebraska's absolutely baffling opinion, of which Michigan man Desmond Howard said they should be removed from the Big Ten for not falling in line in 2020 for not wanting to play football games and feeling they had the capability and the tools to do so, and rooting for themselves in that regard. Like I said, I think that was a great moment for Nebraska football. I think that was an excellent moment for Nebraska football. I thought it was them. You know, it was very Nebraskan of them, and I absolutely commend Scott Frost for doing what he did. Serious, dead serious. There wasn't a lot of good things that Scott Frost did. I thought he was right for that. And here we fast forward to today, where everyone seems to be on board with this whole private equity deal from the California pension fund or whatever they're doing that would infuse, a couple $1 billion into the Big Ten, and they would own a piece of the conference for the next however many years. Except Michigan. Pot, meat, kettle. Josh. Now this is funny. Michigan, which if I'm consistent in my logic here, I agree with Michigan. I just think it's funny that they're the one calling the hypocrisy out.
Yes.
The school that is, there's no more Big Ten school than Michigan.
Agree.
And then, and I think they're using that in their argument, which I'll explain in a second. But also, I thought the whole Big Ten good boy thing was we got to fall in line with the rest of our conference mates. This is what we do. We are one. And yet it's everybody but Michigan and then a little USC who's saying, I don't think that this is a really good idea. So I commend Michigan for what they're saying, but I also find it hypocritical. Anything for me to laugh at Michigan, to be completely honest.
They want this conference to be pure.
I totally get it.
Despite their own proclivities, but
I totally get it. And I think there's also some stuff for Michigan who, it's interesting how they break this down. They would be doing this as far as the payouts are concerned, the $2 billion and the immediate $100+ million for each school. They'd be doing it like in a tier system. And there's 2 tiers. And I believe it's Michigan and Ohio State. It's in the story that I have up right now.
Yes.
I believe it's Michigan and Ohio State who are the 2 schools that are in the top tier. And then everybody else's payment is a little bit lower, which is Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State.
That's correct.
I'm sorry.
And then
those schools would receive above average. I believe it's been reported to be around $150 million as far as the initial payout from the deal. And the other schools, which is literally everybody else in the league, would receive around $100 million or 115. I believe that's what's sort of been bantied about over the last couple days. Anyway, I think the reason why you see everybody supporting this at this moment is for everybody has their own reasons. I think Nebraska supporting this, you fall in line, whatever it is, but also they got a stadium they want to pay for. They don't want to ask the state for money. They got a lot of different stuff going on. They find it as an easy solution or part of an easy solution to their stadium problem. That would be my guess as to why Nebraska would support something like this. Everybody's looking at it for the pure dollars and cents. And Michigan, credit to them, is standing out amongst the rest of the Big Ten schools, and they're saying, I don't really like what this does. I don't really like what this means. And I think that's self-serving in a way for them as well, because they don't want the playing field to potentially be leveled. Although it wouldn't be, because Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State would be making more right off the bat in this. And we're talking about $150 million one time.
One-time payment.
One time. Not for 20 years straight. This is not generational wealth here. You're selling a piece of your soul for $2 billion once. And so there's a self-serving aspect in it for Michigan.
Does it have to be unanimous?
There is some debate about that.
Okay, because
I believe no. I believe it does not.
Because it could also be self-serving in, hey, if everyone else is saying yes, we can say no, look holier than thou, and still get the money.
Maybe that it could be just a ploy, like a ruse,
grandstanding.
Grandstanding. So I'm reading from the article from The Athletic. Perhaps most significantly, the deal would bind the schools together through 2046, bringing a modicum of stability to a murky future where anything is possible in realignment and consolidation. I also think that would be grandstanding and a ruse. I'm certain that that's what the Big Ten people, when doing this deal, want you to think. And that would be the case, binding the schools together. But ain't nobody leaving the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Idiots. You don't think we can see right through that? They're trying to come up with a non-money reason why this is a good thing. Oh, it binds us together and we could do all this as one. Nobody's leaving the conference. Nobody's leaving the best conference in college athletics with the biggest payouts. It ain't happening. Nobody's leaving. All right? So you can put that to a side. The Big Ten's official comment is that nothing has been finalized, no votes have been called, and this complex deal is still being vetted by its membership. Most schools appear to be ready to sign on, just not Michigan. The situation has some at Michigan questioning the future of the school's 129 relationship with the league. Quote, "We are the golden goose and Ohio State." Whoa. "Why would you cook the golden goose?" said a Michigan source briefed on the deal. "This isn't an aggressive move by Michigan to break anything up," referring to, hey, if they don't do this, they don't want to do this so bad, they'll leave.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't an aggressive move by Michigan to break anything up. If anything, it's an aggressive move on Tony Petitti's part to break up the Big Ten. It's headed toward blowing things up. That is from an anonymous Michigan source. And he's saying this would cause, the source is saying this would cause strife within the league from uneven payouts that would lead to people being triggered. I don't believe that's the case. Considering I think there's a third of the league that's probably just incredibly pleased to be able to get anything. UCLA, Rutgers, Maryland, whatever. And there's probably a decent chunk of the league, like Nebraska, probably USC, some other big brands in the league who are like, hey, why are we not in the top tier? And it might piss them off a little bit. But once again, still, when it comes down to it, still really happy to receive the cash. Mark Bernstein, chairman of the board of Michigan Regents, has compared the UC investment deal to a, quote, payday loan. 8 different Big Ten schools, including Ohio State, reported athletic department deficits for their fiscal report last year. Michigan Athletics balanced its books this year with the help of $15 million from university funds. The school is also facing a fine that could surpass $30 million as the punishment for the Connor Stallions scandal. Quote, there is a very real financial problem that many athletic departments face. We acknowledge that, and we're eager to address that in a collective way through the conference. At the same time, it is astonishing to us and irresponsible to not consider many other alternatives that are not burdensome or expensive as the one that has been proposed involving private capital. So a fascinating little little deal here brewing between the Big Ten and Michigan, potentially. I find the hypocrisy funny.
USC earlier this week was in the Michigan camp, according to many reports.
Yes.
They, their president, chancellor, whatever they call it there, did a State of Troy, that's what they call it, address.
Cool.
Today. A lot of things.
Colleges are so weird.
A lot of things came out from that. One of them was we have a lot of questions about this deal. We're not ready to rule.
I think that's a totally appropriate response.
Yeah. I have a lot of questions. Like private equity, they usually want you to grow profits year in, year out. How are you going to do that?
The idea is, and this has not been laid out specifically, like at all. I've heard it from a very broad perspective.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is you consolidate individual schools like marketing opportunities. Therefore, like logos on courts, events, events that happen inside of a game. You consolidate that to a conference level. They could sell it as at a league level, which is funny because that, in theory, unless I'm missing something here, in theory, that takes away revenue from the individual schools, which would cut into the money that you're making on the bottom line anyway. Just for the sake of the conference getting richer. Am I trading all that for $100 million right off the bat?
Yeah.
I don't think I am. So I'm kind of with Michigan here. But it's
hey, it's the California pension system's hat shuffle. Tell me what number it's under.
But they would do deals with the various, marketing, the various companies that they were going to work with. And, all of a sudden everybody's court would say Rocket Mortgage,
That'd be very confusing for Michigan State. Michigan State basketball presented by Rocket Mortgage on the Rocket Mortgage court.
Got an email. Thank you. From Ross, who says,
Ross,
there's 3 tiers in this.
I've
heard a variety of different things on this.
Maybe the Big Ten should be more upfront with what's about to happen.
Maybe that might help. A little transparency. He says Michigan. This is copied from a story somewhere. Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State to earn as much as $190 million upfront cash, or about 40 to 50 more than USC and Oregon. The other 13 schools are expected to receive 100 to 110 million. Am I missing something?
There's a middle tier of Oregon and USC, and then Nebraska.
Is Nebraska in the Oregon USC tier?
No, they are the 3rd tier team according to some reports.
What do they say, Josh? $100 million is $100 million.
$100 million free dollars?
$100 million free dollars. It would help out a lot of things for $100 million free dollars right now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, TC. He lays it out. Tier 1, 190, tier 2, 140, tier 3, about 110. That's everybody else not named USC, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Weird. This is odd. But it's a great excuse for me to call out Michigan and also support Michigan.
Yeah, you're calling them out, but agreeing with them.
Exactly.
I don't know why you're in that camp, Michigan, but you're in the right camp.
I think so. All right, quick timeout. We'll be right back. Round out the hour. Sipple's going to join us still at 1.
Hello.
I think. Coming up on 1620 The Zone.
He gives you the latest sports news, analysis, and commentary in a clean, concise, and disease-free way.
See there?
What a relief.
Thank God. Wonderful. It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
My uncontrollable movements, called TD, tardive dyskinesia, felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza, valbenazine capsules, a prescription medicine clinically proven for reducing TD in adults. That's always one capsule, once daily, and number 1 prescribed. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most mental health meds.
Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior or mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling and hives, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you before operating a car or
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Anything in the comments here? I didn't really look from this last segment. SEAL Team Nick says Michigan is holding out for more. This isn't some sort of sudden bulge of integrity. That's sort of a funny way to look at it. Probably are. That's what TC said too. USC and Michigan are holding out. That'd be funny if they were like, hey, I just don't agree with this idea, but if you guys give us more, then maybe I do agree with it a little bit.
My soul has a higher price.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's soul has a price, I suppose. I don't know. It just seems the way it's been described by all the reporting on it, it seems a bit short-sighted. But I don't know. Maybe they could convince me that it's not. But the way that they're not, the way that nobody is trying to convince me that it's not, kind of makes me feel like it is, right? Like, you would think that maybe you would hear some athletic director across the league or some president across the league being like, gosh, we just really, really, need to do this. I think it would be a great thing for our league and all this. Like, you never really hear that. All you hear is that's close to that is we need money. I have a plan and I need money. That's what I hear, which I support. I suppose would support this plan because you would get money, but just once. How long would that money last you? I don't know. Probably not very long.
I don't know what's up.
Josh doesn't know what's up.
Something feels up.
That is a great take. That is a great take.
Private equity's never really made anything better.
Somebody was correcting us on like the terms of it. Is it private equity? Is it it's a capital investment? I apologize. I don't. Yeah.
I keep my money in a coffee can on top of my fridge. Okay, I'm like.
Josh was happy to receive a one-time, no strings attached gift today. A Jimmy John sandwich.
Jimmy John sandwich. Yeah.
A Jimmy John sandwich.
Thank you, Connor.
But how do you feel?
I was not holding out for more.
How do you feel after receiving the Jimmy John sandwich? This is the $110 million.
I feel satisfied. I feel like that's going to get me down the road a lot further.
Yeah.
I don't know how long down the road it's going to get me, but it's going to get me down the road.
Do you feel indebted to me in any way? Do you feel like
not particularly?
If I came to you now and after buying you after giving you an unprecedented gift of $110 million, aka a sandwich, do you feel as if I came to you with a request, you would be more likely to satisfy that request?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting. We maybe Big Ten schools might feel that way too.
We have a business relationship now, so just kind of want to keep that going because maybe I'll get another sandwich in the future.
Maybe you'll get another sandwich in the future. Maybe the other side will buy a sandwich at some point. Maybe Nebraska or Big Ten School A would have to, give the Capital Investment Fund a sandwich down the line.
Why would the California pension system need money later, Connor?
Why would they need a sandwich? I don't know.
California, famously wealthy.
California, beautiful. From the text line, Happer's Meme Guy.
Hi, Happer's Meme Guy.
Poll question, does something feel up?
All right.
I think so. I think something feels up, Josh. We have basketball this weekend.
Hoops.
We got Nebraska ball at their second home tomorrow. The Sanford Pentagon. Many people making their way up tomorrow.
You're hearing it more and more.
To watch the Huskers.
We're going to the Pentagon.
The nation's longest active win streak.
That's right.
Will it continue?
That's a real stat.
Will it continue? Ken Palm update.
What's your little Ken Palm thing you said?
Ken Palm. Oh, wow, that feels good.
We're back.
That's the first time you said that in a long time. That's great. Ken Palm says Nebraska by 2.
Whoa.
Utah, give me 2.
Now, does
Nebraska
it take into
46 on Ken
account
Palm, Oklahoma 60?
Does it take into account those sweet red jerseys?
No, I don't believe it does.
The intangible of it being a Nebraska home game.
Now, it definitely does not. They're not giving it enough credit there because it is listed as a neutral site game. It is not a semi-home, semi-neutral. Like they've shaded in areas in between what a home game and a neutral site game is.
That's pretty clever that they've done that.
I think so
least,
too.
Though.
At least it works for the analytics.
Look at Gonzaga in Seattle. It's a neutral game.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, you don't get credit for that. You should get credit for a road win if you go to beat Gonzaga in Seattle. Something Creighton that definitely did not do.
Didn't even come
the
close.
Other night. Should Oklahoma, if they beat Nebraska in Sioux Falls, get credit for a semi-road win? Because a neutral site win is worth less.
Yeah.
They probably should, right?
Probably.
I'm not trying to take any credit away from Nebraska.
No, we're giving Nebraska and their fan base credit.
No, but like if a neutral site win compared to a semi-home win, like a neutral site win is worth more than a semi-home win.
Oh, gosh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, I'll be excited. They always play well there, and it'll be packed in red. So enjoy the Falls. I think they'll win tomorrow. I think Nebraska will beat Oklahoma.
It seems like they will. They're kind of on a roll. They
just like the good old days. Nebraska playing Oklahoma around Thanksgiving,
as God intended.
Great time.
A lot of obligatory respect to Oklahoma.
Yes, I've always respected them.
Mm-hmm.
Porter Moser, he's their coach.
Yeah,
a lot of people thought that
that guy's crushing it.
A lot of people thought that Porter Moser was going to be the next Creighton coach.
Oh, okay.
After Mac. That will not be the case.
No, we know that to be true.
They got their guy. Speaking of the Jays, tonight at Chai against the Eastern Shore of Maryland.
No word on whether or not they do crab cakes in football.
I believe since they are in the borders of the state of Maryland, they still do crab cakes in football there.
Okay.
I was looking at Maryland Eastern Shore's Ken Palm page.
Now, what's your little Ken Palm?
There is a lot of red. It is very early in the season. Their only win is against Cheney. How would you pronounce Cheyney? Cheney?
Chey.
It's probably Cheney. No, Cheyney.
Cheney,
Cheney.
probably.
It would definitely be Cheney, but it looks like Cheney.
Cheney.
Cheney, like Forrest Gump would say Cheney. They beat them. They lost to Georgia Tech in overtime. I don't know what's wrong with them this year.
That's Cheney's only loss.
And they lost
year.
to Georgia by 100. Almost.
What do you mean 100?
94-29, Josh.
Goo.
That's 65 points.
Is 65 100?
65 is basically 100. And then lost to Nebraska by 19 on Tuesday.
20.
19 is 20. Cleo Hill, former Nebraska ball assistant under Danny Nee, leads the Hawks. Go Hawks!
Cheney.
Chain. What's going on with Cheney?
They play Bryant and Stratton College.
Whoa.
In an hour.
An hour?
An hour.
2?
Middle of the damn day.
What time zone are they in? Are they in Berlin?
It's played. This game is a road game, so it's at Syracuse, New York.
Whoa. Bryant, like Bryant University?
No, Bryant and Stratton College. They're the Bobcats.
Who's going to the Bryant and Stratton College versus Cheney game at 3:00 Eastern?
I don't think Mello's getting out there.
Nobody. All right, that's basketball this weekend. See everybody at the Chai tonight. We'll be back. We'll call Sipple. We'll see if he answers on 1620 The Zone.
Steve Sipple,
The conversation gets even more uncomfortable, okay?
Omaha!
Steve Sipple on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Well, would you look at that? We're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline by Steve Sipple from HuskerOnline.com. Sipple, hello. How are you?
I like the hit and miss nature of this relationship. It kind of makes it fun when we actually have a hit.
It is. It's like a gift. It's like, oh, wow, this is nice. I can't wait to feel out what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, look what's happening right now. So, yeah, I'm going to stand outside because you like it. You like hearing nature. I'm hoping there's some nature.
That's true. Thank you for tailoring this interview to me. I appreciate it. Speaking of nature, have you taken the hog out today? It's a great day to take the hog out, Sip.
I know I haven't all week. I've been working these off weeks, like
it's a bye week.
I know it's busy. They're always really busy. It's crazy. One of these days I'll retire and be able to do stuff like that, but not right now. No, I got to work. I got to write my Sunday column. But hog tomorrow. I'll say that. Hog tomorrow.
Good. But are you still just to check in on this? Do you still harbor the dream of becoming a long haul truck driver after you retire, or is that gone by now?
Oh, I mean, it's never too far from my thoughts, but it's beginning to wane the realistic nature of it. And I don't think that job is quite it's not as appealing as it used to be. The regulations have become tighter, is my understanding. It's harder to obtain a license. I'm pretty good right now with what I'm doing.
So what are you going to do when you retire then? What's your next thing?
I don't know. I have some thoughts, but I don't want to share them.
Okay. All right. Does it involve moving far, far away from where you're at right now?
I'm not answering that question. That's all right with you.
That's totally fine. Yeah. How's Bill Moose's book coming along? Is it out yet?
It's got to be close. He guaranteed it would be done for Christmas. That's what I'd say. I don't think he'd mind me sharing that. That's obviously that's what you want to happen. So it's getting close. I'd say it's very close.
Hey, what kind of stuff are we talking about here? You know, this
he's not going to allow me. He doesn't want me on the radio. I mean, the one thing I've written recently is, I'll give you a for instance without getting into the details.
That's
okay?
good. Yeah, that's good.
First of all, I'd preface it this way. I don't think he'd mind me saying some things. Like based on what he's told me, there'll be 3 or 4 things that I would interpret as almost things that we would have to write as news stories. Like, I mean, okay, that's what happened. That sort of thing. So I'd say that. Then what he was telling me the other day, and I don't want to get into particulars because that's, then people don't have to buy the book, right? He was telling me, I was startled by this. The first meeting, when he met with Frost.
Yeah, in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that meeting went really poorly. Like, I just put it that way and leave it at that. And he read it to me. Okay, what I'd tell you is this: Bill's a really good writer. He's a good writer. He explains things in great detail. Like, it's fascinating. Like, just when he would read stuff to me, I'd be like, man. First of all, I'd be like, you're really a good writer. Number 2, that's really interesting. Like that. He describes that meeting in great detail, and it is beyond fascinating to me. I mean, so that's an example. He goes into great detail about that meeting in Philadelphia.
It wasn't just cheesesteaks, as he said at the press conference. It appears that is even closer to the truth now. It wasn't just cheesesteaks in Philadelphia.
No, No, so it's just there's some other items too that are kind of eye-opening. It's not. I don't want to portray this either as that he had a terrible experience here. There's a lot that he liked here, but it didn't. I mean, just for virtually any AD in the world, it doesn't always go smoothly. You know, it just doesn't.
Oh, especially during the time that he was here. That's for sure. There was a lot of challenges there. I think it'll be a good read for sure. All right, Sipple, let's get to what I assume you've been talking about quite a lot this week. Are we getting, do you think it'll be in the offseason a conversation with TJ Lateef and Dylan Raiola? Where do you think we'll end up? Or does it all just depend on what these next two games look like for Lateef?
So I don't know that I would go in and say it all depends on that, but I think, well, the way I've been saying it is this: if TJ Lateef goes 2-1 in the month of November or 3-0, I think the conversation gets real. It gets really real. You know, like what now? Now, how's this going to work? You know, and I don't think I have to explain all of the ramifications. So that's the way I approach it. If he goes 2-1 or 3-0, then we got some pretty serious conversations, or the conversations that are already serious become much more serious.
Yeah. Why do you think it looked so much cleaner for him or simpler? Maybe that's an oversimplification, but it did look a lot easier for Nebraska's offense on Saturday night than it had been looking for Dylan Raiola. What is the main part of why that is?
Receivers are running open. I mean, they that's the main thing.
Were they not for Dylan?
Oh, I don't think they were as much. I mean, of course there were guys that were open at times. There usually is at times. But I just think there was more of that. You know, there were better pictures. They played a defense. You know, it wasn't very good. It was the worst defense in America on third down. I think it was 124th nationally against the run. I mean, I don't want to discredit what TJ Lateef did. I'm not going to do that. But, you know, it worked out. Now, he looked really good. Now, and I never would have dreamed he would go 13 for 15 and not have a incompletion until, 13:42 left in the game. I mean, he played really well. Again, he's created a good situation.
No doubt.
There's a lot of. I don't regard it as a bad one. It's good. You want two good guys. Now we'll have to see. Now, I'm not getting too far ahead of myself, as you can tell. The picture will change dramatically, I think, against Penn State. So we'll assess it after that.
Yeah, I think you're right in the sense that, well, if they end up with all of this, if they end up from all of this with a better situation at quarterback next year, regardless of whatever that might be, then that's ultimately a positive thing for Nebraska. But it's all that they've invested into Dylan, and he's on a certain fame level and all of those things. Like if he leaves because somebody else has beat him out, that's a very different conversation. Like, I don't even know all the ramifications of that could potentially happen.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't even know that we're close to that at this moment, but it's a conversation that could definitely brew up if these next two go well for him.
Yeah. I mean, I always try to boil it down as much as I can. And I've always done it this way. It's competition, and whoever wins. And I try to reduce the complications. Now, what's happened now in the new world is money is a complicator in the college football world, a pretty big complicator. So I'm not going to pretend like that isn't complicating the situation. In what form? Well, one form is that there was a time when you didn't have to worry about your backup quarterback getting offered $1 million by, multiple teams, which could happen, right? And then I don't know. I just want to see what he looks like against Penn State. Not that Penn State's great. I've watched Penn State. They're the 83rd ranked defense against the run. They're not great. I mean,
that's a good pass rushers, though.
Yeah, they have a couple, but they're not. They don't blow you away defensively. So I think Nebraska can go there and move it again. You could see something similar. I wonder about cold weather a little bit. You know, the conditions were perfect in LA. Now, what if the wind's blowing and it's cold? Now, from what I saw, it looks like Latif could handle any of that. I mean, I think he's the real deal. But I just want to see it. I want to see the reaction of fans if he throws a couple picks. You know, then what? You know, let's see how he handles all that. You know, there's all of that quarterbacks have to handle, the outside noise.
Yep, there's still a lot to figure out in that regard. Sipple, how did you read Rule's comments this week about where they're at from a financial standpoint and how they're not asking for anything anymore, and they feel like they're in a different position from an investment standpoint now? Like, what do you think Rule was pointing to, and what could be the ramifications of Nebraska being better positioned that way?
Oh, there are two things. First of all, I read them with confusion. I have no, and I've talked to people I don't.
Same here. I don't know where they came from, and I don't really exactly know what he was pointing toward.
I know what he said because I listened to it twice. I'm going to write about it Sunday. One thing he said is we can go out and get anybody we want now. And I think he would amend that to say within reason, you know. So there's that. But he did say we have everything we need here. And he doesn't have to go to Troy Dan and the AD with a list of wants. They have everything they need to succeed. Now, what I would write about that is all I hear when I sit there and listen to it is, okay, this is good. There's no excuses. Also, he put pressure on himself, which good coaches and very competitive people don't mind. He knows he has to know he did that, right? Like, he just put a little more pressure on himself. Now, those guys like that, like Rule, don't run from pressure. You know, it's something they embrace. So let's see. You know, I'm excited about it. I'm glad I'm not covering a team where there's inherent limitations. That's Nebraska men's basketball. There's inherent limitations that are sort of unfortunate, right? You can't really say we got what Purdue has. You know, can't say we got what Michigan State and Michigan have. Can't say we got what Indiana has. Well, Nebraska football can at a higher level. Now, as I'm talking, they don't have a $40 million roster, and they're not going to, like Oregon. Probably Ohio State's higher and will always be higher. But the way Rule talks, there's no reason they can't compete at the highest level.
And then that's it. Did you take him to like think it was just about the roster? And that, because that's what most people point to when they say, hey, they got $40 million rosters. Like you said, I think it was probably about that. With that being said, Sipple, they'll still be active in the transfer portal, but I think there's going to be a lot of guys in theory coming back. You do have to retain some guys in your roster as well.
Oh, that's a huge part of the conversation. It's not just the portal conversation in terms of going and getting players. It is definitely retention. And it's more than that. It's procuring players. It's retaining players. But it's also, think about it. I mean, he has this facility that hasn't been available to a Nebraska coach for all that long, right? The training facility that they live in. That's in place. You know, you have all of this, support staff and everything you really need at Nebraska. And now you have enough money to build a roster that can compete at the highest of levels. So that's what he's talking about. I'm sure that's what we're getting at. No, it's not just a roster conversation. He mentioned also the fans. You know, that where else can you point to a fan base that goes to multiple places and takes over stadiums? It doesn't happen. So, yeah, it's a broad discussion, but he seems to feel very good about where Nebraska is now. It's changed. Now, as far as why a month ago he was talking about sort of not being where he wants to be in terms of, money for roster, and then it changed in a month. I don't know why that happened.
I know.
And it's a mystery to other people too.
Yeah, interesting. All right, Steve Sipple from HuskerOnline.com. Sipple, enjoy the weekend. Have fun on the motorcycle. Not too much fun, and we'll look forward to the column on Sunday.
All right, thanks for calling me.
Anytime. Steve Sipple from HuskerOnline.com. I was thinking I didn't want to go like super duper far down the Bill Moose book road. But I don't know this for sure because Sipple and I haven't talked about it off air, but like what it seemed like he was leading to, he was like, I'm not going to say anything. Where it seemed like it was going is that I bet in that book, Bill Moose says he didn't want to hire Scott Frost.
Felt like we were going down that road, right?
It did. It did. And I don't know who that reflects worse on, like, because ultimately they still like hired him. But maybe that's what Sipple's getting at. Like they really pick at that idea. Because if you tear that open, like the politics come out, you know what I mean? Like the meddling comes out and you're like, oh man.
Sipple did say there'd be 2 or 3 things that would be news items.
Yeah.
Boy, that sure would be a news item.
I think so. It would be a discussion point for a couple of days. And yeah, if it comes out around New Year's, like we're going to be talking about the portal, which is like, maybe Bill Moose should just delay it one more month. Can you wait till February?
Be a great Valentine's Day present, Bill.
It would be. I would put it on my coffee table. Mm-hmm. When we return, our picks for the weekend. Coming up on 1620 The Zone. But first, it's a great reminder. With football coming up, our picks are coming up next, and your picks can be made on Underdog, ladies and gentlemen. It's very easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get those picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. That's what I'll be doing this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, on Underdog. You need to do the same. Do the same by downloading the app today and sign up with promo code HAPPER1620 to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code HAPPER1620. Underdog. Big picks, win money. Must be 19 plus, a present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details. Consider with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. like to apologize personally to the University of Nebraska at Omaha. We got a text from before where we talked about what the local basketball teams have coming up this weekend, and there was nary a mention about the Mavs tonight.
It's ring night.
It's ring night. It's banner night. Matt McMaster fist bumped me with his replica ring.
Whoa, no way.
Or maybe it was real. I don't know. Maybe it was Gary's real ring. Tomorrow at home against Southern Utah. Would you like to know what Ken Palm says?
What's your little Ken Palm thingy say?
82-74 Mavs going to pick up their first win of the year. Congratulations. Why would they even play the game? Just do the banner in the ring night and go home.
Hey, birds, go home.
And then you get Concordia on Wednesday, and then a nice little trip to Baton Rouge. Take on LSU. I looked at LSU this morning, too, because I wanted to see how Markel Sutton was doing.
You did.
And the answer is well. He's getting the most minutes on the team right now.
The most minutes.
He might be their guy.
Whoa.
And so they got the Markel Sutton revenge, quote unquote, game.
Hello.
I mean, it's not really revenge.
It's all respect.
Yeah, the Markel Sutton respect game coming up a week from today. Picks for the weekend, Josh. All right. So here's how it went last week. You won on USC. Northwestern didn't Northwestern all over that game enough. They tried. We both lost on Indiana. I told you about Texas Tech, and you said, no, I like BYU.
I toured their practice facility.
No. Texas Tech is a wagon.
Yep.
Once again, I keep telling people this. Get ready. They might have a chance to win a national championship. We both lost on Missouri because of our questioning of Texas A&M. I don't think that the Texas A&M questioning will stop anytime soon for either of us. But we'll see how many times they come up in picks.
Yeah.
I told you Iowa would cover and not win. They did exactly that. Josh said Oregon would cover because Dan Lanning was mad.
That's right.
And we both had Nebraska winning. So that's a 3-3 week for me. It's a 2-4 week for Josh, and his hot streak has come to a close.
Very interesting, though. Just very quick. Want to go back.
Go ahead. Go wherever you want.
Connor Happer.
What?
And Josh Odson said that Nebraska would beat UCLA.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like that far out on a limb, yet John Bishop didn't pick it.
Whoa. Why are you hating on
Josh
John Bishop?
Peterson didn't pick it. Nick Grimm did pick it.
Whoa.
I don't know what the...
Why are you hating on John and Josh?
I'm just saying.
Those are my friends.
They don't believe like we believe.
Yeah, whenever people try to say that the media is fake and they hate us anyway, somebody got after me on Saturday night during the game because I was doing the timeout graphics.
That's right.
Which, congratulations to you all. Get a week off from timeout graphics this week. And they were like, you all picked Nebraska to lose anyway. I said, no, I didn't.
Nope.
I picked Nebraska to win 27-20, and they won 28-21. I was right. Put it on the internet. On to week 12 in college football. It's getting chilly outside.
Oh, not today.
Not really today, but, it's going to be chilly around college football. We've seen more than one college football game experience snow this year, which, that's how you know you're really getting into the season. Nebraska is having their final week off before they play 2 games in 8 days or 2 games in 6 days and then take another month off. So get ready.
That's right. Yeah.
Get ready for that. We begin in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we're going to start in Pittsburgh, Josh.
Okay.
It's ranked on rank. It is number 9, Notre Dame, visiting number 22, Pittsburgh. Who is a 12.5-point underdog, 11 a.m. on ABC. I won last week, and I don't at all believe in Pittsburgh. So give me Notre Dame. It's not like I'm a super, I'm not like a Notre Dame lover here, but I don't know. I just don't. I think this is sort of a contrived ranked on ranked game. So give me the Domers.
This was the hardest game of the week for me to pick.
Domers.
Because you got game day, you got Aaron Donald's jersey retirement, you got Pat McAfee coming home, you got
whatever.
Can the intangibles get me
12.5?
Another feet like
you're thinking 2 touchdowns.
If you go to the sites that map this out for you, it comes down to about 10 points. Can I get it? Can the intangibles get me a field goal extra here? I'm going to pick Pitt to cover.
Pittsburgh.
No faith in it.
Pittsburgh. Josh, Mr. Yins. All right. We'll mark you down for that one. Number 11, Oklahoma, is on the road at number 4, Alabama. Alabama, who's a 5.5-point Vegas zone favorite. 2:30 on ABC. Some people have that channel.
Some people have that channel. Some people don't. The better teams at home. Give me the Tide here.
Okay. I just think matchup wise, Oklahoma stacks up okay here.
Yeah. That's why it's right in the Vegas zone.
I think we're thinking lower points outputs in this game. And I think that will mean that Oklahoma gets to play it on their terms. They want to go a little low and slow, a little crock pot action. Alabama wants to try and get explosive on you a little bit. Give me Sooners to cover the 5.5 with the potential of running in there and taking their trap. Why not? Goes haywire in the SEC this weekend.
Ooh,
that's kind of my theme. So we'll have another SEC game that we'll pick in a couple minutes. But give me OU. Josh likes Bama. I'm going to write these down to make it easier for myself.
Yeah, don't listen back to the segment.
I always listen back to this segment. It triggers me every Sunday night.
The last 2 weeks, I've emailed you the picks.
I can't even. That has been helpful. I can't even start prepping for I'm already dreading prepping for the show the next day because it's Sunday night, and but I can't even start it until I do the picks from last weekend. In case I forgot.
So, I can't imagine how frustrated my long-winded preambles to my pick must frustrate you on Sunday night.
I put on 3.5 speed and I just rip right through it. But we get that click. Number 19, Virginia.
Virginia
is at Duke. Duke? Yes.
These are games we're picking.
These are games that we are picking. Duke is a 4.5-point favorite against college football playoff hopeful Virginia. Duke lost to UConn last week in football. What is going on over here? Where is the what is going on?
I gotta do that.
We gotta nail these scumbags. One of our drops should be, I gotta do that. give me some sound, Josh.
We gotta nail these scumbags.
Exactly. I can't wait to find out who did this.
This is on you, producer Josh.
Exactly. Why? What is going on here? Why are we selecting this game? It's at 2:30 on ESPN2.
The Deuce.
I guess it's my pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what's going to happen here. All right. This is a scrambled brain idea. So people look at this game, they'll say, oh, well, Virginia, they're catching 4.5 on the road. They got kind of something special about them. They've won some games in some tricky ways this year. And then the public will back Duke because they look at this line and they'll say, what's going on here? They must be trying to trick me. So I'm going to go with Duke. And then I'm going to actually zag that. And I'm going to go back to Virginia. Virginia, 4.5. Give them to me. Give me all of them.
It is November. Virginia is turning into a pumpkin before our very eyes.
Duke, by the way, is 5-4.
That's right, Connor.
On the season.
Watch out for them Devils now.
Oh, wow.
Give me the Blue Devils.
You dog.
We have not agreed on a single pick.
We are on opposite sides. Let's see if we go the same here. Number 21, Iowa, is at number 17, USC. coached by Scott Wolf. USC is a 7.5-point favorite, 230 on the BTN. Now, I will mention this up front. Have you seen the weather?
Oh, no, I haven't. It doesn't weather in California.
Not usually, but this weekend it does. It is a little cooler, windy, and rainy all weekend.
Oh, I didn't
in
know
Southern
this.
California, which Iowa, I don't know what deal they made with the devil to get the game played on their terms every single time. They get these West Coast teams. They play in rain. What do you think, Josh? Knowing all the information.
Luckily, that doesn't affect my pick because how could you think anyone would beat Iowa by more than a touchdown?
Damn straight. I just wanted on record that this is the number one respecting Iowa show of Nebraska. I just don't I get it. USC's all mad and everything because what Ferentz said like 2 years ago. And this one's their fans have been yelling at each other incessantly this week.
Their fans?
On Twitter. Yes. They're fans of each of their fan base of their teams have been yelling at each other. It is an ugly
Ferrell and
no, like the Twitter, like the people.
I don't think USC has any fans.
No, they do. Remember, Nebraska fans were in love with them 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
They were like, "Oh, this is so fun. I love this and great." And now they hate Iowa. And so Nebraska fans are like, "Whoa, go Trojans this weekend." But not I, Josh. I love when the guard does not change. I love what Iowa stands for. They stand for disgusting football, a league identity. And I do not need these pretty West Coast teams coming in here throwing around the ball, thinking they got, 30-plus point a game offenses and number one. No, they will find out, just as Oregon found out, that Iowa is way more athletic than you think they are. First of all, it's not just going to be, we'll just throw it on them on the perimeter, and then that's the ball game. No, if you try to do that to Iowa, you will lose, and I believe USC will lose. Give me Iowa to win the football game on Saturday afternoon on the BTN, by the way. And we finish with number 10 Texas and number 5 Georgia, who's a 6.5-point favorite, 6:30 on ABC. A channel that some people have.
Some people have it and they can watch it and they'll enjoy themselves, I'm sure. Connor, what did I say earlier in the show about Texas? Do you remember? I can remind you if you don't.
You said, I just remembered again that Texas is highly ranked.
That's right.
Yes.
Because I've seen them play and they do not look like the 10th best team in the country. Georgia, home by more than a tutty.
Texas to win.
Whoa!
Texas to win outright. Texas has figured some things out. Georgia is a little bit fraudulent. I think they're fraudulent in the same way, honestly, that Texas is. But give me Texas to go in there and take their trap.
Wow. We disagreed on 4 of these 5.
The only one we agreed on was Iowa.
Yeah. So
what a beautiful world we live in.
Bet Trojans.
What are we doing here? I can't wait. There's going to be a shakeup, or we'll just both be
go
2-3
yeah.
or 3-2 this week.
You didn't go with a 6th game.
Nope. The 6th game is reserved for Nebraska and Nebraska only. And we left it off in memoriam this weekend for the bye week. Yep. That's right. Respect to Nebraska. We'll be back. We have the polls and we'll tell you what to watch on the other side on 1620 The Zone. right, to the Polls at Happer Show on the JTech Constructions on Twitter feed. By the way, Travis says no bye-week hype speech. Josh, can you address the allegations?
You sit on your couch.
Oh.
You drink your beer. You eat your snacks. Pressure free.
Dude, I don't have anything to do on Saturday or Sunday.
Whoa, really?
I don't have it
no women.
I will not be appearing in any arena.
Whoa.
I don't plan
Connor,
to.
You're going to be tempted to like do a lot of things.
May
I suggest 0 dark 30?
I don't think so.
You just hermit for 48 hours.
It can't happen.
No?
It can't.
Okay.
There's just no way.
Okay.
It can't happen. We got to get these scumbags. We gotta nail these scumbags. There's no way it can't be like that. Keep getting away with it.
Travis reminding me of my contractual obligation to tell you to come to the Iowa Western game. No Nebraska game. Come see JUCO's finest against JUCO's not finest.
I lack an excuse.
2:30 kickoff, free tailgate featuring lots of food and beverages.
We're gonna pack the Baxter tomorrow
Pack
too.
the Baxter, yeah. Pack the Baxter, Connor. You could be seen all over this town, this metroplex, if you want.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure.
Why don't you come on up in the booth with us Saturday?
Booth cam live?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome, actually. Stop at the casino on the way back.
That's right.
Do you always see someone you know at the Denver airport? No.
You guys made a good case, though.
I mean, I did see
the rain.
I did see Bill Ramby last time I was
there.
Where
was his sleeve situation?
That didn't count. He was on my flight. I was on a flight with a celebrity.
You saw him?
That doesn't count though. Like I'm thinking about like if I saw like Dwayne Wade at the Denver airport. Like no, I didn't see Dwayne Wade at the Denver airport. Never have. I've never seen a famous person at an airport. I saw Greg McDermott at an airport once.
So I didn't see John Beasley at the airport because we shared a flight together. This was in Phoenix.
Who's John Beasley?
Omaha's one of Omaha's most famous actors, R.I.P. He was in Rudy.
Okay. I guess that counts. I don't know. I just don't believe it counts. I'm going to vote no. 59% also say no.
Okay.
Did you get rocked at Cracky McGee's last night? No. 85% say no. Only 85%. Do plaid button-down shirts make you bland?
Yeah.
61% say no.
They don't want to admit it to themselves.
Does something feel up?
Absolutely.
59% say yes. And finally, hog tomorrow? Yes or no?
I know Sipple does not like to be taken out of context, but it was too good not to.
69% say yes.
Nice.
Hog tomorrow. Those are the polls. Josh, what are we watching tonight?
This weekend we are watching NFL because all of these games are allowed to be watched. Bears, Vikings, noon on Big Fox. Bucks, Bills at noon on CBS. CBS has the doubleheader. They will give you Chiefs, Broncos here locally at 3. And then it is Lions, Eagles at 7 o'clock on NBC. College football tonight, Clemson at number 20, Louisville. 6:30 on ESPN. And then at 8 o'clock on Big Fox, it is Minnesota at number 8, Oregon.
Minnesota!
College game day in Pittsburgh for Notre Dame Pitt. They'll retire Aaron Donald's jersey. He'll be the guest picker. Big noon kickoff is in Holy Chicago.
Holy Chicago.
For Michigan.
Holy Chicago.
They'll be at Wrigley for Michigan Northwestern. High school football tonight, the state championship that isn't the state championship because reasons. West Side at Millard South. Get there now if you want to sit and park and not lose your mind.
I think there's going to be a lot of people at Countryside Village, a small town in the city, who are going to say, where are my parking spots tonight?
It is televised on News Channel Nebraska. You can listen to it right here on 1180 The Zone. It counts as right here, by the way. NBA on Prime, Heat Knicks tonight at 6, followed by Warriors Spurs. College basketball, Maryland Eastern Shore at your 23rd ranked still Creighton Blue Jays. 7 o'clock on Peacock. You told me this is a Johnny Fanta.
Wrong.
Oh,
it's our dear friend Paul Burmeister.
Yes, that's what you told me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Paul. I know you're listening. I didn't mean to offend.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul Burmeister in the house. Xavier, Iowa tonight, 7 o'clock. FS1 tomorrow night at 6 on Big Fox. It is number 3 UConn at number 7 BYU. That's interesting. Oklahoma, Nebraska, 6 o'clock Saturday. BTN at the Pentagon. Sunday, 2 o'clock on ESPN. It's number 1 Houston at number 22 Auburn. The women are playing basketball this weekend as well. Number 2 South Carolina, number 8 USC. 8 o'clock Saturday night on Big Fox. Nebraska, North Dakota State, hooking up at noon on Sunday on BTN.
At the Pentagon, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Plenty of volleyball to play this weekend as well. Number 12 Creighton against St. John's, 6 o'clock tonight on ESPN+. Number 1 Nebraska looks to continue the sweep streak at UCLA, 9 o'clock tonight on BTN. 2 o'clock Sunday on BTN Plus for some reason for number 1 Nebraska at number 17 USC. What's on Sunday on BTN? TV? You've got a big and 60 all the previous days matchups.
I can't believe it.
And that's what to watch this week.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's it for us today. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is next.